Where are Falconic?
Hello, can you hear me?
Where are we?
I don't know. It's dark. It's foreign. It feels a little odd.
Oh, feels good.
Are we live on YouTube?
We are live on YouTube, a YouTube exclusive with the Game Changers. I am the Smooth Talker. My name is Will Closes. I'm joined by the Enforcer, Falconic FF. Special treat tonight, Falconic. We're live on YouTube right now. It's Tuesday, April 2nd, 2019. Days away from the 2019 Spring Tournament. We're live on YouTube.
Back in the saddle again with you, the Smooth Talker, Will Cleosis. We are live on YouTube. A little fun package put together by Trent and GL, trying to get our names out there a little bit more. See if we can't reach a newer audience as we get ourselves ready, as you said, for the Spring Tournament, which begins this Saturday, Will. It's already on us.
Yeah, it's coming up. We're going to get to that during this show a lot. We're going to get to what it is that we're doing here. It's kind of a test run. We've got a huge crew in the background. Wout is here. Thank you so much for joining us, Wout. He's helping us out with the tracking. Triton GL is here. Tyrannex doing the restreaming. We know Zardy is around as well. There's Moist Mogwai, Asher. Everyone's here. We're going to definitely have a good time. What we've got tonight was started by Trenton. Like I said, we're going to get to that later. Trenton's actually going to join us. We got some elite players, Falconic. Edgeworth, reigning champion of the 2018 tournament, against the Buzzsaw, Manochi 85, co-winner of the original league. So we've got two elite players right here for the inaugural Final Fantasy Randomizer live on YouTube.
You are getting a preview from what is all but guaranteed to at least be two runners from the top 8 if I had to make a bet here. Manochi 85 Buzzsaw flies through seeds. He's the type of player that makes gambles well before he should, and often it pays off. That's why he's the Buzzsaw. He takes no time whatsoever to just fly through the seed. Edge, a little bit more calculated, a little bit more thought into his actions, tends to make the right choice each and every time, though, and that's what led him to actually take the 2018 Spring Tournament. So this is going to be a good one.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of testing. We're still working on this. We put it together. Again, we're going to go through that in just a little bit. We'd like to welcome Game Boy F9, Braxis Muse, recently graduated Duckling. He's in the tournament coming up. We're going to talk about the tournament, some of the players that are in it, and a whole bunch of other things coming up in just a few days. Sign-ups are still open. We're going to get to that as well. Meanwhile, I think we're ready to get some Final Fantasy Randomizer action going on.
I believe we are, so we'll get started here in just a second. You guys are going to be getting a look at the flags that we're going to be rolling out for the first 5 weeks. These are Swiss flags they're running tonight. And Will, it looks like we've got a Force Thief and a Banned Black Mage. So I don't know if that's going to affect these two too much. Do you think those thieves are going to stay alive?
I think they're going to stay alive for a little while. And I think that both players will adjust, given what it is that they have. Looks like we're off. Like I said, we're still working on what it is that we're doing on YouTube here. So, Manochi, on the right side of your screen, is headed toward... He picks up the chime from the king.
Zap, Fast, Brack, level 1. That's always a good one to find, but we don't have a Black Mage. The Red Mage is going to pick that up, though. Fade and Fog 2. Invis also available there, but I don't know if the Red Mage can learn it. White Mage over on Edge's side is going to be able to pick that up. Silver Armors, Chain Armors. We're doing a little bit of shopping, Will. What do you think about that play going straight to King, though, to see what he has?
I think Manochi wanted to gain some knowledge and some information early as we find the Fade at level 1. That's Red Mage learnable in White Magic. He wants to see if there's a ship. Something along those lines. Is it maybe a loose item? Something like that. To try and figure that out. Meanwhile, Edgeworth is on his way towards Canary Castle. He's fighting some imps on his way there.
So this is going to be interesting. On your left-hand side, you have Edge, who has 2 Fade casters. Mono, on his side, chose to go with a Nun character. So right off the bat, he's already got the Dan character. He's funneling the XP to the rest of the party. You're going to see one character that flies through content. The other one's going to be picking up levels a little bit quicker. We'll see which one pays off, though.
Edgeworth makes his way to the Temple of Fiends. Just behind him, the Buzzsaw Manochi. We're going to check some chests. Edgeworth picks up Opal something. Did you see that, Falconic?
I did not, but Mono's about to be there, so we'll find out here in just a second. Was that Ice 2 from Ghouls?
It was something. Minochi reset. I think it was the zombies. What's in your head, Minochi?
Uh-oh.
Ice 2 is.
It was Opal Gauntlet. Opal Gauntlet. Edge heads outside, uses a house to get the fade charges back. That's an early house use, but it was free in that chest. And here we go. He's got 2 fade shots going off. And just like that, down goes Garland on Edge's side. Picks up 3 levels. He's going to turn in the princess, teleport, and she's going to give us something after the king. The canoe.
The canoe and the chime come from the king and Princess Sarah. Minochi 85, he's leaving. He's going to take on Garland right now. Fires a fade into Garland for 182. Down goes Garland. Edge is going to head back to Canaria. This is the flags for the 2019 Spring Tournament. It's coming up this week. Whole lots of content coming up, Falconic. I'm so excited. 30-some players already signed up. Sign-ups are still open, of course. We've got so many players. We've got the champion Edgeworth. Minochi's in this. You're in this, Falconic. I'm in this. Triton GL. Some of our new players. Gouda's in this. And it's a great mix of some of the seasoned veterans, some of the not-so-seasoned veterans, but not newer players like me and you, and a whole ton of newer players. Some of them I don't even know.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it, is a lot of us got our start in the spring tournament. I myself started just days before last year's, got a lot of fresh new faces, and wouldn't you know it, we still have a few more days left to sign up for this year's, so even if you don't know what you're doing, join anyways. It's a good time. You're guaranteed to make it at least 5 weeks through Swiss, and who knows, maybe you're the next Arson Horse, and you're going to power your way through and surprise some people.
Yeah, Arson Horse, the original Duckling. I'd like to welcome Jade Wolf to the chat as well, who loves Final Fantasy Randomizer. We love having you here. This is why we were doing this. This is, again, it's a test run. We need to know if you fans like what it is that we're doing here, whether it's in the chat, whether you're sending up a message, joining the Discord, FinalFantasyRandomizer.com, however it is that you want to let us know. We really need that feedback, and we definitely want to know it.
Yep. So Mono's doing a little bit of shopping here. Edge is already booking it. He's heading over towards the Vanilla Provoca. However, we have Town Shuffle on for the Spring Tournament flag, so who knows if this is going to be Provoke or not. They're certainly hoping for that. Maybe Elfland.
It's Crescent Lake.
Is it?
You got Crescent Lake. Edge enters Crescent Lake. He's going to buy some heal potions. They're only 11 gold. He's going to buy as many of them as he probably can. And find an incentivized item here. Unless a cabin pops up. We don't expect that. It's rare, but it's certainly possible.
So we'll find out. I mean, it could be that cabin coming from one of the NPCs. You don't want to see that by any means. I think at this point, Edge is really hoping that it's going to be the floater. Just because he already has canoe and he can just make his way south and have what we like to call a jet seed. Doesn't happen as often in these flags as they did last year, though.
Gold bracelets are available in the old Provoca, which is shuffled to the new Crescent Lake. Max price, 65.5 gold. Oof.
So knowing Minochi, he's going to find out that information. And if he finds a loose gold bracelet, most runners would keep that. I bet you he sells his. Unless he's just not hurting for money at the time. That's the type of move Minochi would make that others won't. Cure 4, Harm 3, Heal 2, Level 6 is pretty stacked for white magic.
Did we see black? I missed it. I only saw white.
I did not. I saw a glimpse and none of it really caught my eye. Adamant is the item that we're going to pick up from the Confused Old Men. So we are going to book it all the way back over. That was a good play coming towards the Vanilla Provoca location. You do have the option. You can go west and make your way down towards Elfland or Northwest Castle, but picking up the Adamant definitely going to pay off in their favor.
Yeah, that's the play I almost think you almost have to make. It would be a huge gamble and way too early against an elite player, even if you are elite, to go on head south or do something else. I would certainly think both players are going to go ahead and turn in the Adamant. The fetch quest, which the Adamant is, are shuffled for the 2019 Spring Tournament. This Adamant could turn into the floater. It could turn into the ruby. It could turn into a ribbon, the crystal, the herb, a whole bunch of different things. We're going to find out. Edge is starting to close in on the Dwarf Cave. He's got, picks up a cloth in the Dwarf Cave and 4,000 gold.
4,000 gold's nice. Where is Minochi headed? Uh-oh. We have route divergence already. There's the ship. He's going to
Really?
kick himself when he finds that.
Wow.
He's going down towards Vanilla Crescent.
I didn't see this coming.
You said it's an early gamble to go west.
That's
I'd say
gamble.
it's just as much of a gamble to go south right now.
It's a gamble going this way. Mono, he's got the thief in the front. Monochi 85 is going to the volcano?
To the volcano. See, so I thought he was going to go down to Crescent Lake and hope that it was Provoca so he can get some levels and possibly the floater. But he doesn't. It's Monochi the Buzzsaw. Here he is in Volcano at level 3. We talked about the fact that he would make decisions that others wouldn't. He dives stuff way too early, and here he is doing just that.
Triton is pointing out in chat, it's an armory play. I know it's an armory play. Monochi wants money, but gosh, this is early. He's trying to let the thief go, and well, Monochi 85 is the buzzsaw. He's a champion player. So
what he does, pro rings available for 9k in Gaia. I believe that is in the Elfland location, was it? Or are we in Northwest Castle? I didn't quite catch where Edge is at the moment.
He's in Elfland. And that is Gaia.
So white shirt pickup so far for Monochi. We've got ice armor for Monochi. We've got money. We've got dragon armor. He's got a lot of great stuff. Some that he can't use yet, some that he can. Can he get it out of here alive, though? That's the question.
That's the question. Dragon armor is pretty good. He picks up a couple levels. He's got some pretty good named light warriors there. He's got Will. He's got Falk. He's got a Triton. Tyrannix.
Picks up a house there, so if he wanted to, he could walk this out, use the house, come back in for free levels.
Ooh, he got away from that giant encounter after they wall up the thief. He's not rearranging his party. Does not put the fighter on top. He's going to try to get out of here. He's going to run.
He is booking it. Is this enough for him? Was this just an armory check, or is he going to come back in? Oh, he's not done. He's healing up, and he's going to go further.
Wow.
Checking the trap tile, going for the fires. This looks like he's just trying to kind of get rid of those fades and go head outside and possibly save. Fires with stun touch, takes out Falk, though the fighter here. He's down to just there it is. There's the reset.
Yeah, he's gone. Meanwhile, Edgeworth did jump in the ship, and it was actually the original Melmond was shuffled to Gaia. He went south. He broke out of the Intercontinent, and he went to Elfland as well. That town has been shuffled to the new Melmond. Not much there. So he's headed to Castle Ordeal.
Wow, talk about another gamble.
Another one.
Levels right now just do not support a move like this, but hey, this is why these two are champions.
Yeah, I know he's got the harm spell. That'll help a lot. Zombles in here. I don't know how much that will help against sorcerers or the dreaded mancats.
What about Argoyles?
Oh, your favorite.
So look at this. We're not even 10 minutes in. We've got somebody in Volcano lower than level 5. We've got somebody at level 3 taking on Castle of Ordeals. So there's a few levels there for Edge. I get the feeling these two probably talked amongst themselves and said, let's give them a show. Don't play too safe, just push it.
They're doing it. There's no safety strats here that I see at all. We'd like to welcome J-Song 2004. And J-Song, you're saying a lot of things that I did. One of our lead developers, Nitz, a whole bunch of other players did. This is what we did. We learned about Final Fantasy Randomizer via YouTube, and that's where I certainly came from. We certainly hope you're enjoying the show.
YouTube is what brought me here as well. Found a couple of the videos for the Zelda Randomizer, for Final Fantasy Randomizer, and just kind of joined the Discord, signed up for a tournament, met people along the way, and it's just been fun ever since.
The sorcerer formation for Edgeworth in Castle Ordeal is unrunnable. He's had to use a few fade shots. He's gotten a few levels, but his spell charges are waning. The nightmares are runnable, so he's going to probably get away from them pretty quickly. Except for they have sleep, and they put his entire party to sleep. Edgeworth is napping in Castle Ordeal against Monochi 85 right now.
So Slow's going off there, and he still has to get through sleep for the entire party. Almost a full sleep again. Mono's back in Volcano, continues to dive chests. Down goes Brax the fighter.
Minochi redigging the armory area. Repicks up that ice armor, the white shirt as well.
Mm-hmm. Fade going off. Edge does have 2 fade casters, but you said it. He's already starting to run low, and he's still not out of here yet. Pro Cape is a nice pickup. There's an extra heal for him along the way. Excalibur pickup. That'll be nice once he promotes for that the warrior when he picks him up. Not much else though.
Wow, Edgeworth makes the play to Castle Ordeal, and he gets the floater.
Floater. That's the play to make. I thought Minochi was going to go towards Vanilla Crescent Lake to make that gamble, but it turns out that look at this. Less than 15 minutes in, we could technically call it a jet seed, but for only 1 runner so far.
Yeah, how often do you make this play?
You don't.
And you've got the town. Yeah, I don't. You got the town of Crescent Lake, the waterfalls out there. I like Minochi's play. He's rediving into the volcano, and he's trying to get levels.
He is. What a huge gamble there for Edgeworth, though, and man, did it pay off. That's going to give him a substantial lead, especially if Mono chooses to go other places like Ice Cave or Marsh Cave before he checks out Ordeals. Asher, welcome to the stream here. No loose items have been found yet, unless I missed it. I believe we're still waiting to see what those 2 are going to be. But left-hand side of your screen, Edgeworth is making that sail over to the Ryokan Desert. He is just steps away. He's about to be flying in less than 15 minutes.
Yeah, this is a fast one for Edgeworth. Definitive advantage to the reigning champion, as he's in the air less than 15-minute mark. And Minochi's digging deeper into the Gurgu volcano.
This is... It's interesting and it's confusing at the same time. It's not an incentivized location. He's definitely not ready to take out Carry, so he's going to have to double back. He's going pretty deep here. This is a really big gamble for just 1 location right now.
We found the vendor item. It is the cube. It's for sale in the new on-rack, which I believe is the original Gaia?
Yep. Cube for sale. Did you catch how much it costs?
22?
So Minochi continues to check chests here. Meanwhile, Edgeworth is making his way down to the Vanilla Lefane location. We're going to find out what that town is. Hoping for Provoca. Elfland we haven't seen yet. Tyro on Edge's screen can't run away fast enough.
Yeah, Edge is headed. It looks like he's prioritizing the towns. He wants that information he's looking for. He's looking for Provoca. There's a key item.
And he finds Provoca. Look at that. Edge making all the right gambles. So we're going to check out level 2 white magic. We have Lamp. We found Lamp.
Lamp?
We found it.
That's a bright spell for Edgeworth as he sees it in level 2.
Quad X, meanwhile, just about the only spell worth it for black magic. So far, having a banned black mage not really hurting any of these runners today.
Yeah, and I know Minochi, I mean, he favors the black mage. You favor the black mage yourself as well. So maybe that throws him off a little bit. But I know Minochi also loves the red mage. I mean, he can really do anything in this game. I don't think too much throws him off, but I think he would have preferred a black mage. Is that the Power Gauntlet?
Power Gauntlet found by Minochi in the Agma trap tile chest. And he continues to dig. He's now on Carry's floor. Is Minochi going to try to take out Carry with just 1 Fade caster?
Well, yeah. He's got the Power Gauntlet.
He does. I don't know if he has a weapon on that fighter yet, though, does he?
He's got a white shirt to try and get some evasion going, but I don't see much else.
Yeah, no ribbon. So if Carry's spell happy, and here he goes. He's making the play for Carry early. Early. So at the 16.5-minute mark, we've got Carry, and it's just that white shirt and fades. He's just going to hope he gets high rolls.
He's going to fire the fade. There's a roll. It's about 156, and he's going to use the evasion from the white shirt. Blaze from Carry
comes out, and Carry hits like a truck, takes out the red mage.
He's got another stack of evasion. It's down to Falconic. He's down to 1 warrior. He's got 3 stacks of evasion. This is huge for Minochi. Oh no! Minochi perishes.
Takes the wipe. He knows where the power bonk is. He now has a little bit of information about Carry, but man, that's going to put him back even further. If Edge wasn't already in a huge lead with that airship and finding Provoca. Bold move, just didn't pay off. Adamant led to ship out of Dwarf Cave. Led to ship, which allowed Edge to sail his way over to Castle of Ordeals. Castle of Ordeals ended up giving Floater, and that's pretty much the name of the game so far.
Special thanks to Randomania. They were the ones that made this happen, and most specifically Game Boy F9. And all the things that you've already done for Final Fantasy itself and the community itself, thank you so much for what it is that you did. He was the one that really made a lot of this happen, along with Trenton. Trenton's going to be in here in just a little bit to talk about a Randomania marathon that's coming up and some more information about how this all came about. Meanwhile, Edge has made his way to the original on-rack. He's got Elfland and doesn't find anything. Did you see Black?
Black, I didn't see. I did see Wall at level 3 white. Level 4 white we're going to look at. There's Life and Ruse. So far, again, though, that Black Magic has just not been very good. So the banned Black Mage not hurting anybody just yet. Fire 3 Nuke level 4. The Ninja is going to be able to learn that if they class change. Looks like Shadow Walker 227 says Quake was in Black 3. Ali, Shadow, thank you.
Another thing that we're going to be able to have here on YouTube, if you watch, a lot of these shows maybe a little bit later and not quite live, we're going to get the chat now, Falconic, because when you watch the replays like we used to, and people like us would reference things, they're going to be able to see it now, and that's great to bring that to our YouTube viewers and our YouTube fans.
A really, really great feature that sadly is lacking whenever you do it on Twitch. You don't get to see the chat after the fact, so really, really cool that whoever watches this VOD back, and thank you everyone in the future that is watching, that they'll be able to see the chat and kind of understand how the conversation's been flowing back and forth.
Yeah, you'll get to see a lot of the names right now. You'll see the Greggly Puffs, the Ali Gerbraps. I watched Ali Gerbrap before I ever joined the community, and you can see them. You can see how it is that we interact and go through things, and generally how we just really have a good time here playing and having fun with Final Fantasy Randomizer.
Meanwhile, Edgeworth at the just shy of 20-minute mark has made his way up to the waterfall. Gonna find out what the robot has for us today. Mono doing a bit of shopping, picks up some silver swords in Melman.
Yeah, Mono's kind of backtracking, I think, a little bit on his aggressive approach. Gonna pick up silver bracelets as well. He'll head back. He's in the original Elfland right now, found Melmond. He's gonna head back. He's gonna turn into Adamant and pick up his ship.
And then the question is, where does he go from there? You could do Marsh Cave. It is incentivized. You could do Ice Cave. That's also incentivized. But Edge has already shown us that Ordeals is the play. Pretty good divergence here for party selection as well. It looks like Mono is all but sold on a 2-man party. And I get the feeling that with double fade, we're not going to see anyone further taking a dirt nap over on Edge's side.
Edge runs into a mummies. One of them had Dazzle. There's going to be a Trap Tile coming up. Trap Tiles are not shuffled. If he gets ambushed or something, this could be potential trouble for the champion, but he's closing in on that Trap Tile. We'll see what happens. Incentivized location here in the waterfall.
We're going to find out what we have. Geist had stun, and it looked like Cremate as well. That could have been deadly, but Mono does get away. We're joined in chat by Boko47.
Boko!
Joshua Chirac, thank you so much for joining us here as well. Danny, always a pleasure to see you in chat. Welcome.
Danielle, always a pleasure.
We talked about it. Mono's making a play for one of the incentivized locations. He's not going to find the floater.
Did he forget that he's got the adamant? Is that possible?
I mean, it's very possible because, well, there's the gold bracelet over in Waterfall. It's possible he held on to it. He could have gone west. He didn't. He went south, went to Volcano. He's got the carry wipe fresh on his mind. Maybe he forgot he's got the adamant.
Edgeworth gets the ruby out of the waterfall. That's not required in this match. We know that.
Nope.
He did get an ice shield, a gold bracelet, and a pro ring. Falconic, worth it?
No, not.
Yeah, I agree.
Not quite. Not quite. Gold bracelet's nice. Mono digging out Marsh Cave. Doesn't like what he sees up top. He's going to go south. I mean, if anything, I guess you could argue that the levels that Edge walks out of Waterfall with will be nice since he doesn't have Warp or Exit.
Joining us in the chat, it's Mazada01. Thank you for joining us tonight here live, April 2nd on YouTube. We are the Game Changers. I'm the Smooth Talker, Will Cleosis, joined by the Enforcer, Falconic FF, behind the scenes. Tyrannex taking care of the restreaming, doing an absolute ton of work. Trenton GL, Game Boy F9, Woat is here as well. It's a big party. Gregly Puff's in chat as well, and we're certainly having a good time. Once again, we'd like to remind you, let us know if this is what you like, this is what it is that you want to see. We've gotten some feedback already, and I love what I see. Falconic, I like it.
It's a interesting format here. It'll be fun to watch back the VOD and be able to keep up with the chat like we were talking about just a few minutes ago. So fun to try new things. Really, really curious to see what the viewers think. So if you have not yet kind of weighed in through your opinion, do so now in chat. Hit us up in Discord. PM us on Twitch. However you want to get a hold of us. Just let us know how this format works out for you and if you like it. And if so, we can easily recreate this and do it again in the future.
Did Minochi take a nun class?
He did.
Okay,
Minochi
he did.
Took a nun class, yep.
Okay.
He went straight for that 3-man party. I think he knew he wanted to at least do that, and picking a nun right off the bat's a great way to not have to waste time killing off one of your characters. But at the same time, Edge took that 4th character and has 2 fades to show for it.
Mm-hmm. I just spent a lot of time here in the waterfall, opening the door a little bit for Minochi to catch up, but Edge's routing decisions have really given him a distinct advantage already. If we were to put a number on this Falconic, what type of lead do we think we have Edge at?
Because of the wipe and because of the floater, I'm putting it at 20 minutes. And I know that's rough to say 25 minutes into a match, but I'm putting it at 20 minutes.
Okay, I was thinking 12.
All right, well, let's split the difference. So we'll say 16 minutes.
16? Okay, we're going with 16, fans. Meanwhile, Minochi has made it to... Oh, gosh, he's gonna delay him even more. He gets the herb.
And picks up the Mazmoon.
The Mazmoon. Okay.
So now, 12. 12 minutes now. It's no Vorpal, right? Let's get that out there right now.
No, it's not.
But the Mazmoon is such a baby sword that even small children can swing it. And look at here. Mono's got 2 small children. So the fighter here is going to be swinging the Mazmoon. Now if he fought Carrie, maybe he has a chance. But I get the feeling he's not too much in a hurry to go back there just yet.
Edgeworth has made his way to Sarda. I did not check Sarda earlier, or the item that Sarda will give, which is the crystal. Did not follow whatever chain this might be. Mm-hmm. Experience boost in the spring tournament. 12 key items, going to give you 150%. So it's a decision. Where do you go? Edge made that great decision early, headed to incentivize Castle Ordeal to get the floater and get in the air and change the status quo. Minochi did not. But both of them want to get those key items, get that experience going, and get on the road and revive the power of the orbs.
Well, hold that thought right now, because Minochi is stun-locked against gargoyles again. They're not hitting hard, but they just continue hitting.
They're not gonna... It's Falconic and Tyrannex, the 2 warriors for Minochi's stun-locked. Dizzy spinning endlessly. He's gonna try to hack with the Mazmoon, gets one of them down.
Gets stunned again, comes back up, gets stunned again, comes up on the Red Mage. The Red Mage, out of Fade, I believe, swinging the Silver Sword. Now, he does have Fade, and he's about tired of it. He's using Fade. Titan was fed. We got items out of Titan. They were not good items.
No.
Edge resets, and the Titan gets unfed.
Does he really get unfed, though? Is it?
He does.
He
Does get unfed.
He does?
Yep.
Okay.
You go back in there. He's standing there again. He's hungry, stomach growling. Edge makes his way over to the marsh cave. He might leave straight out of picking up the herb. But with 2 loose on the table, I don't see it happening. So he's going to pick up his Mazmoon here shortly. So where does Mono go next? He could do Ice Cave for the incentive location, or he could do Ordeals and pick up his floater. Edgeworth going to find out real quick that top of Marsh does not have anything worth of value. He's going to reset out of it. Make his way south. Minochi is on the move. Well, you're Minochi. You've picked up the Mazmoon. You've wiped a carry. You might have forgotten about the Adamant. What's your next play?
Check my inventory screen. I do it too much. It's one of my problems as a player, and I'm going to see the Adamant, and I'm going to realize that I'm playing the reigning champion, and I'm going to know that the champion turned in that Adamant, and I don't want him to have anything that I don't have, and I'm going to go turn in the Adamant, but Minochi's going to turn in the herb.
Turn in the herb. It's not going to be the ship there. If only he would check his inventory and see he does have the Adamant. That ship is going to save him a lot of time right now. He's doing a lot of walking here, and for every step he takes, Edge just gets to fly around the world. So rod pickup from the Elf Prince doesn't really help him just yet. He still doesn't have a ship. He doesn't have access over to Earth Cave. And it looks like Ice is probably going to be his next play.
He's going to incentivize location. It's not. He forgot about the Adamant, Pakana.
Had to have forgotten about it.
Well, Edgeworth is closing in. He fades out the unrunnable wizards. He's going to pick up his herb. If he moves to the right, which you think he will, he will pick up the versatile Mazmoon weapon. He's headed that way. Minochi, we believe, is headed towards the Ice Cave. We're going to take a quick break here at the 30-minute mark. We want to bring in, along with Game Boy F9, Triton GL, who was really instrumental in getting this thing going. Both me and Falconic got the calls this morning. We couldn't pass this opportunity up. It's great to be here. Triton, tell us about how this came about, how it is that we're doing, and what it was that you did to get this going.
Well, this has been a lot of fun, and thankfully nothing seems to be on fire, so that is good. I've been kind of in the background here, just smoothing out as much as we can. We noticed that YouTube was giving a lot of great support for the Final Fantasy Randomizer videos, and don't let him sell his roll short. Vocliosis was big on that. He brought that to my attention, and I'm like, what can we do with that? So the idea was, hey, let's just run a race on YouTube. It's a new venture and see how it goes. It's fantastic to work with Randomania on this. Of course, we normally do on Twitch. And this same channel that you're watching this on right now is going to be home to a lot of future Final Fantasy 1 Randomizer videos. So make sure you're following them through the sub button on Twitch. YouTube. I got to get the... Gotta get the language right in my head.
Yeah. Like I said, we're still experimenting here, and Triton, you did so much work. We thank you so much.
Yeah, we wanted to get this on and learn what we needed to learn to do it. So lessons have been learned as we've gone along tonight, and I think there'll be a next time. I don't know when the next time will be, but we've learned a lot to help smooth out this process even more going forward. And I'm excited about the possibilities.
Welcome to Final Fantasy Randomizer on YouTube. YouTube, live! That's what we're doing. And Triton, if anyone out there hearing this, wants any more information, wants information on the schedules, anything like that, what can they do?
Well, we have a couple different things. One, always recommend FinalFantasyRandomizer.com, which is home to the actual randomizer and links to everything. We have the upcoming spring tournament, and that's part of what we're promoting tonight. This is the Swiss Flags. This is what we'll be running for 5 weeks. Party will change, but otherwise, this is what you'll see. So if you want to see the whole of the details, check out the tournament website. We have that linked in chat. And you will be able to see the upcoming scheduled matches. You'll be able to see the flags that we're running and linked to the randomizer to link you to the Discord. So everything is contained through there. P.S. Edge, what are you doing? Not talking to Hooray Dwarf. Jeez.
Trenton Jail. Speaking of being live on YouTube under the Randomania account, something's going on a little bit later on this month, Randomania. Can you tell us about that?
We are excited that the annual Randomania Marathon is coming up. That will be on Twitch, but of course watch here for the VODs after the fact for any races we missed. But we'll throw out a link to the schedule, and of course that schedule does include some Final Fantasy I randomizer. Hope you'll support that and all the great randomizers that'll be going on during that marathon. Randomania has been so good to randomizer communities across the board, and we're happy to show them some support tonight with the marathon, because this is a big part of why we're here and able to do this tonight. This is the same tracker that we use on Twitch. This is Randomania's tracker that we're using tonight. So when I say that we couldn't do this without them, I couldn't be more serious.
Minochi has re-entered the volcano, picked up the Mazmoon. I know where he's going. He's going to the Agamas.
Yep, he's going to pick up that power bonk. He's going to do an Agma grind here. Meanwhile, Edge is, if he hasn't hit the 12 key items yet, he is darn close. He is just racking up key item after key item after key item, and his levels look good. Mono's going to need something big.
I also want to say an extra thank you to the runners tonight. I mean, it's one thing to go out there and put yourself in front of an audience. Both of these are veterans and have done that many times, but we had to give them an unconventional setup tonight, and they both went right along with it and did it without a hitch and helped us make this happen too.
Yeah, and like Trenton talked about kind of the setup here, Randomania was on board, the help from Game Boy F9, the work that Trenton did. Me and Falconic, we said we got the calls literally this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And there was no way we were saying no. Wout jumped right in. I'm there, Tyrannex, and everything that has been done. We certainly thank you all very much. The crystal came from Sarda for Edgeworth. He turned it into Matoya, picked up the TNT, turned the dynamite in, picked up the slab, translated the slab, and has now visited Lefane and picked up the crown. So he's definitely at that key item boost. Yeah, he's going to turn it into Astos right now. I think this might end, if I'm thinking correctly, this just might be Oxyale.
Yeah, I think it's going to be bottled to Vanilla Oxyale. Well, have we seen Cube? I guess it could also be Cube. We're still looking for 2 loose. I don't know if we found any loose yet.
If I was to guess, we still got left, what, Tail?
Mm-hmm.
Do we have a ribbon, right? Tail, ribbon, Cube?
Tail, ribbon, Cube.
Ribbon was found, I believe Cube was the vendor item.
Cube is vendor item, yeah.
Okay, so Cube here in Gaia. Edge, I don't know if he had picked it up yet or not. We can always take a look at our trusty tracker. It does not appear that either runners have purchased that vendor item yet. It is Vanilla Oxyale, as we talked about, Will. So where to now for Edge? I mean, really anything is on the table for somebody with the levels he's got, right?
Right. He's gonna, let's see if he takes a look at his menu. He does not, from what I could see. To see what is left, he probably already knows of what is still loose out there. Minochi's going to try to light the first orb. Going back after Carrie. Carrie took him out earlier. He's going to rearrange. He's going to be a little bit more prepared for the fight this time. Edgeworth is going to do the Cardia Islands. He's looking for a free chest. He's looking for that loose free item that so that he could probably go mode dungeons. You know what that is, Falconic?
I believe that would be a veteran move, Will, especially if he finds Tail loose. If he finds Tail loose here in Cardia Isles, I mean, the seed is just giving it away over to Edge. Max price gold found. I don't quite think he needs money for anything at the moment, but we've got one more aisle to check. We're going to see if we've got a loose item. Edge typically doesn't like to double dip Cardia Isles, so I'm wondering if he's even going to worry about class changing.
Mazmoon in hand. I think he might let go of one of the Light Warriors even. He might go back down to 2. The double Saria fight's a good fight for Edge. Minochi 85 lights our first orb. We're just past the 35-minute mark. The Mazmoon made quick work of Carry as he's down to 2 Light Warriors. We'll see if Edge adopts potentially that strategy.
Defense sword pickup from Cardia Isles. The rich get richer. A pro cape as well for Edge. I'm really liking the look of Mono's levels, and with a 2-man party, he's going to continue to gain levels at a very, very rapid pace. But is it going to be enough? You're really going to have to hope that Edge runs into some adversity. Maybe in Topher, maybe he comes across something over in Sky that you just can't get through, but not likely.
Well, gentlemen, as I wrap up my thoughts, I want to say a big thank you to our development team. There's so many great people who work on the randomizers that we can have this fun. A couple of them have shown themselves in the chat tonight, and they've been excited about this project, as have a lot of people. So thank you, everyone who joined us here on YouTube tonight, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you, Trenton. An honor.
Jill, thank you very much.
Minochi headed to the ice cave. This is going to be our first look at it. Is it the tail? Is it the... What's left?
Could be.
Loot?
Tail, could be loot. Yep.
Loot.
Did Edgeworth just stop by Onrak and not buy the cube while he was there?
I believe he... Did he have
I'll
enough
have
money?
to check when he goes into his menu. Yeah, he should have plenty of money. He found a 65k gold chest in Cardia Isles.
He's going to the volcano. I did not see it in his inventory.
We'll have to keep an eye out for that. That could be a huge mistake on his part because he had the money. It was right there.
We'll see if Will can figure it out.
Yeah, it looks like it was clicked for Minochi, so maybe just a misclick because there's really just no way you would have missed something just there. Okay, so he did pick up the cube. Oh.
When she continues to dig in the ice cave, runs into some frost giants and frost wolves, he's going to get through them pretty quickly. Level 17 for Minochi 85.
Looking good, but what is he going to start thinking when he goes to the chest and finds out it is not the floater, it is not the ship? Then you might see him stare at that inventory menu for just a second and think, what did I miss?
1 ribbon for both players. Edge still maintaining a fairly healthy lead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just off progression alone as far as distance covered, Zeus pickup for Edge, by the way, you got to think at least 10 minutes worth of just crossing places off your list of where you've been. Edge has been all over the world, has pretty good understanding of where all the towns are. At this point, it's just really don't skip chests and dungeons because you're looking for 2 loose. And then once you find them, he's ready. Just go.
Yeah, you can see what Edge's plan is here. He's going to do the volcano. He'll probably clear, I would think, 100% of it. He's going to take out Carrie. Then he's going to head directly next door. He's going to do the ice cave where Minochi is now. And these are very subtle things that both these players do that you kind of don't really think of when you're watching. But that is what Edgeworth's plan is.
And it's going to be quick, too, because he has the floater. So he doesn't have to take the time to canoe and paddle his way over there. It's just going to be a quick jump in the airship, fly north for half a second, and he's there. So again, Edge continues to just increase his lead over Minochi.
I think we can safely assume that Minochi has forgotten that he got the adamant. I would think, yeah.
Yep. I think as soon as he sees what's in the eye chest here, if he makes it there, by the way, that Frosty's hitting him pretty hard. Once he sees that it's not the ship or the floater, you're going to see him go to that menu for a second and realize, oh no, I dropped my cookie.
There's a match that happened almost exactly a year ago. We won't talk about who was in the match, but I can tell you that it's actually the second most watched Final Fantasy Randomizer match on YouTube, where a player who eventually won the match forgot something. They forgot the cube. And I can tell you this, Minochi 85, the Buzzsaw, relentlessly makes fun of that player from time to time. So we might be talking about this match in the future again and again, Falconi.
Very well could. I think I know who it was that missed out on that cube. But let's draw our attention over to Mono's side. Back-to-back chests, we find the Bane Sword and the greatest sword of all time, the Vorpal.
He just got rocked. He's down to one warrior. It's Falconic. This is scary.
Yeah, it's almost to the point to where I wonder if he's out of heals. He is out of heals. Does he drop down to fight the eye, or does he go outside and save?
All right, you gotta get out of here. That's a ribbon.
A ribbon pickup as well.
Okay.
I don't know. That ribbon probably gave him the confidence to just push on through.
How about unrunnable wizards are gonna start whacking you? They've got multiple hits. He's got to beat him down one by one. He doesn't have any caster items. Yeah, but he's got the power gauntlet, but that's not gonna help you.
Nope. And even if he gets out of this fight, he's going to be such low health with no heal potions. You can't go on. You have to get out and save.
I can only imagine. Oh, he's down to one knee. The wizards. Oh, they did some real. How many heal potions does he have?
None. He's out. He has no heal potions.
Then there's your answer. He's got to get out of here.
And he's not. He's going to dive it further. Now, this is actually a smart play on his part, because he's going to find out, if he can get past the eye, he's going to find out that it is not the ship, it is not the floater, so this is not where he needs to be right now. Yes, he does need to do this place, because that's the key and that's important. No, there's no way he makes it out of here. Nope. Down he goes, but back in he goes, and we've got a trance party going on over here on Edge's side. Asher in chat says that the eye was grindable. Sounds like that's what he would do in the scenario, but with limited amount of heal potions. Fades going off. Minochi's clearing out the packs. He's going to make his way back down. He's got 2 warriors left alive. And it looks like... Nice. So the Frosties were quad-exable. Picks up the cabin. It's going to go back through here. Both players in the ice cave, however, one has a humongous lead. Finding the floater early. Minochi forgot he had the adamant. Does not have his ship yet.
Welcome, Fruit Strike. Fruit Strike's back from Twitch, jumping over, watching Final Fantasy Randomizer. Always a pleasure to see you. So, from what we know, we can put together that our 2 loose items are the loot and the tail.
And yeah, it's got to be loot tail, because we just picked up the key.
That's the Vorpal. The Vorpal has been located. Falconic Edgeworth's got it. It's in the ice cave.
Yep, it is Vorpal in the ice cave right next to the Bane Sword, which is a great little pickup there as well. Minochi knows that it's there, and it looks like he doesn't care. He's going to bypass it on this walkthrough. I can't say that I blame him. It's just, he's got 2 characters. He's got the Mazmoon on one. He's probably not going to class promote. And it takes, Will, you know, it takes adult hands to swing the Vorpal.
Yeah, you got to be a big boy.
Yeah.
You want almost guaranteed victory in the end game. You got to be class promoted. You got to put that beautiful game changer on and to take care of business.
So you called it after taking out Carrie. There's that second ribbon there for Edgeworth. After taking out Carrie, gets in the airship, comes right to ice. Is going to have no issue getting through Ice Cave, unlike Minochi, who's running into another pack of unrunnable wizards. Has already taken a wipe here, has already taken a wipe from Carrie and Volcano, does not have the ship, has not found the floater.
He needs to go to the Dwarf Cave, and he needs to go there adamantly.
Does need to go there adamantly. I'm wondering if at some point he picks up that thief to help speed some of these fights up. Drops down the hole. Is he going to do an eye grind here? Asher said this was a very grindable eye. It looks like one hit does take it out. Picks up his key again. That could be a dangerous fight. We saw a race last night where the eye seemed to be grindable. Edgeworth spent 4 or 5 rounds picking up some levels, and then all of a sudden, first turn nuke.
Trance. Minochi's stun locked, dizzy, spinning endlessly against these undead. There's cremate from the Geist. The Geist is the one that's causing all the problems. Minochi cannot have this. He has got to get out of this. He's got to get out of this now.
Yep. Squint coming off as well. think a Pro Ring might have saved him there on tie. Falk does get away, though. He's getting pretty low on those heal pots, though. He's already down below 25. Dropping down below 15 now. Can he make it out? He has key in hand, and he is going to book it out of here. Runners high-fiving on the ice floor.
Nochi goes to his menu, and he went to his menu, and he went to get the heal pots, and he went right over the adamant. Kiba in chat is pointing out, Falconic, having the Mystic Key, if Minochi can get out of here, that should point him to Dwarf Cave. That's good.
It's good. Will, is it a little too late, though?
It's never too late until you see 4 letters with a period in front of it. What we have is, we use IRC, and we've essentially got a race room. Myself and Falconic are there, as well as both players. That's where we communicate, and that's where we say, hey, we're done, and we go through a whole lot of different things, like how the Black Mage walked the plank and was banned from this match, and that is what's going to be coming up in the spring tournament. And until you see that your opponent has finished, I honestly don't think that game is ever over. And I referenced that match that you had with Minochi back in October, Falconic. That was a prime example of one of the best matches that I've ever seen.
Well, the only thing I remember about that one is losing, but I'm glad it was entertaining.
Thunderously entertaining.
So Edge, using that key that he picked up to check out the Elfland Castle Armory here, doesn't find too much of anything. Picks up a Pro Ring. I guess that's not too bad.
Yeah, and Minochi just gets out of the ice cave and saves. He entered long before Edgeworth did. Edgeworth did the volcano. He left. He didn't light an orb. Then he went through to the ice cave, and that's the benefit of Edgeworth's preparation. He got more experience because he's got all the key items. He has higher levels. He's better prepared, and he just blew right through there as Minochi struggled.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I don't think we've seen Life 2 yet, but I'm pretty sure we're close to certain that it's going to be White Wizard only. So that's going to be another roadblock there for Minochi, who does not have that. But it looks like finally on the right-hand side of your screen, Minochi is making his way over towards the dwarves. Does he remember, though, that he has the adamant? He's definitely going to go there for the key. Edge is there now, opens the door, kicks down the door, finds Flame Sword, finds the Falchion Blade, a little bit of money. So far, nothing good. Silver Axe, nah, it's dry, Will. Nothing here worth at all any resets.
No. And that's why Edgeworth is going here. He's done the math. He knows what's loose, and he knows one of them's required. It is the loot. Now our defending champion Edgeworth, has to make a decision. He's got chests to check. He can't. The incentive locations are done. He can't be doing that no more. So he's got to find the loot. Is it the volcano and is it the Earth Cave?
Is it Key Locked Marsh, where we've already been, but didn't have the key yet?
Mm-hmm.
He's probably going to head up to Temple of Fiends now to check the 3 chests here that are key-locked, and he does. Minochi, on his way west, is finally going to put the pieces together and pick up his ship. He knows at this point there's only one more incentivized location, so it's got to be Ordeals after that. Should be flying within the next 15 to 20 minutes, hopefully. Stun gargoyles, but Edge runs first turn, no problem whatsoever. No key items in Temple of Fiends. Minochi making a quick stop over in Canaria Castle. He's going to check and see if there's anything loose here. We know that there isn't. And it's back to Volcano, Will. You called it. He's going to finish clearing Volcano.
Yep. I think that's the right play. It's easy. You take out carry all at the same time. He's got to do that eventually anyway. Clear out that egg on the floor and go from there. A couple legends actually starting to filter in, joining us in chat. That's Will Bloodworth right there on a live Final Fantasy Randomizer YouTube chat.
Will Bloodworth, master of the solo thief, pointing out that Minochi has honored him by naming his thief after Will and then appropriately danning him. Minochi85, ladies and gentlemen, at the 51-minute mark, has put the pieces together, realizes he has the adamant. Is he going to turn it in? He is. Ladies and gentlemen, your 52-minute ship. There you go.
Now, he knows what happened.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, he's kicking himself. He's opening. Minochi has a drawer on his desk that he plays with, and it's full of cookies. You know he opened that thing up. He grabbed a handful of them to try to stuff them in his mouth, and he knows full well that he's made a mistake. He knows he's behind. He probably feels behind 20 minutes, and he's certainly right. Do you just go nuts here to try to win this? Just go crazy. Try to catch up?
Yeah, I would. I think at the moment what he's doing is he's opened up that cookie drawer, and underneath the pack of cookies he has is a key. What that key unlocks is the drawer on the other side of him. It's for special cookies only. It's for seeds like this where he's made absolute disastrous decisions for routing. He's probably opening that up. He's going to collect himself. Maybe it's double stuffed Oreos. Maybe it's Famous Amos. We're not quite sure what his cookie of choice is. But I think he's going to grab a few crumbs all over the keyboard, settle down just a little bit. He's going to put the pieces together soon, right? He knows his last incentivized location is going to be ordeals. He's still stopping off for key lock chests. He's not going to be happy with what he finds.
He's got Waterfall, too. Got Waterfall and the potential town, the shuffled town of Onrak. I would go there first because of the town. It's possible that he goes that way and not the Castle Ordeal play.
Right, he's still looking for Provoca. He doesn't know where Provoca is at. Maybe, like you said, if he goes towards the on-rack, we know it's not Provoca, but he's hoping it is, and maybe Pirates have the floater. Not the case, though. Today, Floater is hiding in Ordeals. Edge went there at level 3 and was flying in under 15 minutes.
Once again, we'd like to thank Randomania. This is their show. This is their tracker that they built. Wout is behind the scenes taking care of all that. Thank you again so much, Wout. And the Game Boy F9s and Triton GL that really made this happen. We couldn't wait to jump in, and seeing all the names float in the chat is great. Because we did this, Falconic, and the feedback has been fantastic so far.
Yeah, I'm very, very curious to see not only how many filter in and watch us live, and we certainly appreciate you guys watching us live, but because of the chat aspect, and we keep coming back to that, to be able to watch the VOD back and see the chat, I think you're going to get a lot of feedback after the fact in the coming weeks, people stumbling in and saying, hey, I caught that video, it was awesome, you guys should do that more on YouTube, let's get that chat going. So if you guys like it, definitely let us know. In the meantime, Edgeworth is going to take out Carrie here. Carrie's hitting hard, but not hard enough to take out the White Mage. Mazmoon is doing quick work, 8 hits, 807. And at the 54-minute mark, we are now tied up 1 orb apiece. Will, you asked me earlier what the advantage time-wise was, and I think we settled on about 16 minutes. Where are we at now?
22? Maybe? It can be cut. It can be cut up should Minochi run into the loot somewhere, but I just don't see that happening. It would have to be an Edgeworth goes to Mirage Sky Castle sort of thing, and Minochi goes to the Sea Shrine and gets it done. But I just Edgeworth has really opened up a dominant lead. Yeah,
Minochi finally has his ship. He's got the canoe. He forgot about the adamant for so long. Has he forgotten he still has an incentivized location?
I just don't know. We'll find out. We're going to find out after the match. We're going to do this like one of our regular shows. We're going to bring these players in. We're going to talk about it and go through that just like what we do, on replays that end up here on YouTube, except this time we're doing it live and exclusive right here on YouTube. It's weird saying that.
It is so weird to say live on YouTube.
It's great to be here. I love it.
I couldn't think of anyone better to be in the booth with than the smooth talker himself.
That's right, the game changers.
The game changers. Are we going to find a loose item here in Mirage? So far, it has been pretty disappointing.
Yeah, not so much here in the first floor of Mirage. I'd like to remind you that on youtube.com/randomina, you can click on Set Reminder. We will be working on, should we be doing more of these? scheduling shows. You can get alerted. Obviously, the subscribe button then you can see when it is that we are live, when it is that Randomania has these videos, and we have a whole bunch of other things too that we bring to Randomania, and Randomania has other games as well. They've got Zelda games as well. That's where I started as well. Same with Falconic, and a whole bunch of content that's brought to you by Randomania. Oh my, it's going to Earth Cave.
Oh yeah, I think he just has. The cookies he's lost all his cookies. They're gone. Cookies are nowhere in sight.
Well,
at this point,
now, this could be the loot. This could be a move that we talked about.
But
I don't think it is.
Floater, right? You got to think that. Well, he's hoping for loose floater, maybe. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you would skip an incentivized location.
We can confirm that the airship is going to be required in this match. We've had a good amount of them where the airship is not required. Just ask Gregglypuff. You don't need no airship to beat this game and revive the power of the orbs. And we know that the Provoca is located in the original Fane. There's a ribbon there, so it's not necessarily required. However, Onrak is located in Gaia, which is airship exclusive, and that does house the cube. It's the vendor item, as well as obviously the Sea Shrine.
So he's doing the Earth Cave check. We're doing level 1. We've got Edgeworth in Mirage. He's going to check out. I think he's here for the long haul. I think he's going to take out Tiamat while he's here as well. There's just no reason not to. He's got the levels. We're going to check greater than, less than room first. Still looking. We have yet to see a loose item yet, Will. Is that strange? Almost an hour into the match?
No, I played probably about 60 of these. I was the main playtester for these designs. And I've gone 2 hours without finding them and having them both be required. Because one was off, or they were next to each other in the last location that I went to. That has happened. I mean, literally right next to each other.
Last year's spring tournament, no loose items. It kind of felt like everything was just up to who could route the seed the best. This year, 2 loose items. And man, can it swing times. You can have a seed where the 2 loose items are almost instant, and you'll finish in an hour 10 to an hour 30. You could just as easily in the next week run into a seed like this one where the 2 loose are just nowhere to be found, and it's going to push the times up to an hour 30, sometimes over 2 hours.
In my last 3 this week, last couple days actually, have been over 2 hours. And it was because of that loose item placement, those sons of guns. We'd like to remind you that coming up, registration is still open for the 2019 Spring Tournament. It closes on Thursday, that's April 4th. We're going to have a reveal. Reveal coming up. That's going to be on Friday the 5th. We don't have an exact time quite yet. We'll have that in the Discord very soon. I know that. And how it is that we're going to do it. And then it's game time. Game on, Falconic, the 6th. Saturday, April 6th, 2019 is the first day that we will see matches for the 2019 Spring Tournament. I am so excited.
I can't wait. Got the butterflies going. Anxious, nervous, excited. Everything kind of mixing all together. Also heard through the grapevine that we might be getting another runner that's going to join us last second. Hopefully more than just one, but one of them might be steps away from me. Moist Mogwai might be joining the tournament, Will.
Mama Duck?
Mama Duck herself.
No, Mama Duck could have joined. That would be great.
So we've got a couple more days to sign up for it, and ask anyone in the Discord. They'll tell you there's no better way to get to know the community than to just join, just to have fun. It's 5 weeks of Swiss. Even if you lose your first 2 or 3 games, I mean, you're going to have fun doing it. And as you lose, that's the benefit of Swiss. You're always going to play someone that week that has a similar record to you. So you lose your first 2, you're 0-2, you're feeling down and out. You're going to face somebody that's 0-2. So you're never going to be at a disadvantage. So no reason not to join to play, to jump into the Discord, have a little bit of a fun time. A couple more days to sign up for that. The 4th is the last day. The 5th is the reveal for pairings. The 6th, we get started, Will.
Yes, definitely excited. That's coming up real quick. We've been working on this since, gosh, December and January, and I think I got my stuff back, Falconic, kind of. So we're still in the search. The loot. It is required. We know the tail is there as well. The value of the tail really goes down as this match goes on and time starts to tick away.
It certainly does. At this point, I don't know that either of these runners care too much about that tail because, like you said, we're so far in. Progressive XP might be nice, but at this point, both runners are going to be pushing past the 12. Edge is certainly there. With the Mazmoon in hand, 2 fades. No, I don't think they're going to worry about it. So Edge just needs to find the loot. The moment he does, you're going to see it live. He's going to put the pedal to the metal and just take off, lighting up orbs as quickly as possible. Meantime, Geist have stun-locked Minochi. We've seen this a couple of times. Cremates are going off. Ty the Red Mage down to 60 health. Getting lower, down to 2. Ty is killed. Falk is the only one left alive. Squint goes off, does not land. Cremate goes off. Spectres, Geist, they're trying to put an end to Minochi. He's having a rough time.
He's got to get out of this fight.
There's the loot loose in the vanilla adamant chest, Will.
That establishes go mode for our defending champion, Edgeworth. He's got the loot. It's in the original adamant chest. Meanwhile, on the other side of your screen, right side of your screen, Minochi just continues his struggles as he digs through the earth cave. He gets out of that fight, moves on past the rod block. Look at Edge pause over his screen. He went right to his menu and looked. Do I have everything? I got Oxale, Cube, Chime, I got the loot, I got the Mystic Key. He has just decided that he's in go mode. How it is that he wants to execute the rest of this game is up to him. But he knows he's ready. We'll see where does he champion play tonight, right here on the first ever YouTube exclusive Final Fantasy Randomizer.
And you can see it already just based off of his routing. The fact that he didn't bother checking the rest of the chest, he's going straight towards the Bridge of Destiny. He's ready. He's in go mode. He knows what the second loose item is. He knows it's the tail. He also knows he doesn't need it. He's got Mazmoon in the hands of the knight, or the fighter, because he's not promoted. He's got Fade on both of his other characters. So nothing's stopping him now. He's going to take fights along the way. And then it's just time to go to the Sea Shrine. Doubt we're going to see any play towards the mermaids. He's going to go straight left towards Kraken. And then it's going to be Earth Cave, and he's ready to dive. But don't look now on your screen. Edgeworth has run into the metal robot himself.
Take it.
Warmech,
Go.
and he's taking it. Fades going off, fast going off on the fighter. Nukes coming off. 325, that was a low roll. And there go all the levels that Edge needs. Warmech is down, ladies and gentlemen, and he has hit 24. That's an extra swing on the Mazmoon. It's go mode. He doesn't need levels. Levels look good. It's time to just clear dungeons and go. Minochi was hoping for Edge to run into some adversity. Unfortunately, it's been all luck so far. Great routing. Great decisions for where he went early. I mean, really, a level 3 dive in Ordeals, Will.
I would never do it. I take risks and gambles. I think everyone knows that. I'm well known for that.
Mm-hmm.
That's too much for me. And hats off to you. That's why this gentleman is the defending champion, and that's why he's got to be the odds-on favorite. He's certainly one of them, but I would think he's the odds-on favorite to successfully defend his title.
It has to be. I mean, there's a reason the man wins. Level 3 Ordeals dive, never in a million years. And yet it paid off for him. So skills for days, and he's showing them off. Down goes Tiamat. He now has 2 orbs. He's in pure go mode. He's got levels like you couldn't believe. So where does he go next? He's going to dive into Original Gaia. He's going to go Sea Shrine. So he's got his Oxale. It's time to light that 3rd orb. Minochi, meanwhile, has made his way to Lich. He's going to try to get his 2nd Fiend. Falk swings for Lich, takes him down, so Minochi has no problem whatsoever taking out the Fiend of the Earth, has his 2nd orb. His fighter's right at level 20, not looking near as good as Edgeworth, unfortunately.
We're just past the hour 6 mark. Edgeworth a commanding lead over Minochi 85, the Buzzsaw. We're going to take a minute here. I'm going to go through a couple of the entrants that are in the 2019 Spring Tournament, and we've got a special guest that is just about to join us. But some of the players that have joined, some of the other ones, Elastoid's in this. Asher, we see you in chat as well. Lord of the Synth is back from last year. Gouda's in this, one of our new players as well. Don't know a lot about. Rumblefish, Wab, Pizzapotamus, Caleb, Hangry Canuck is back, and some of our more familiar names, St. Von Jester, Terran XR Restreamer, Lord Fizzlebeef is in this, the Griggly Puffs, whole bunch of different players, the Shofukimachis and the Spells apps. I'm in this. Those are some of the names that you're going to see coming up in great one-on-one matches within a week's time. Meanwhile, we have a special guest, one of our lead developers. Welcome to the broadcast booth, Nits, and welcome to where we both found Final Fantasy Randomizer. Welcome to being live on YouTube.
That's pretty exciting. First live YouTube for this guy. And to think that, this is where we found FFR, and now to be a part of coming full circle and putting an FFR show on YouTube. I really want to thank Trenton for sort of spearheading this whole operation, everyone involved with this production, just getting it out there for a totally new audience. There's 56 people watching live as of right now. That's pretty wicked for the inaugural show. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in.
Certainly been pretty exciting just to see if we can get some new blood brought into FFR, see if we can get a couple more people. Really wanting to see as many people join the spring tournament as possible. Nits, the flags for this year, for 2019 spring tournament, you've had a chance to look them over. How do you think they compare to last year's where there were no loose items?
So from my perspective, primarily as a viewer, I really like the loose items because they ask a little bit more of the player than, following the map that's laid out in front. When there's no loose items, it's a hardcore execution game, don't get me wrong, and I can appreciate why players might like that, because then there's really you have what you have to do is laid out in front of you, and your ability to execute sort of determines the winners and losers. But chess checking and that sort of intuition, that fun game, that can be pretty exciting when you've got a wild, disparate group of people entering this tournament with different skill levels and different backgrounds, and it's a bit of like throwing a monkey wrench in there just to kind of spice things up, and I think it's going to make for a great tournament this year.
I agree. I think having the two loose could easily be a good equalizer for somebody that's kind of newer to the randomizer, should they get paired up in week one against one of our veteran runners. If you find that loose item and your opponent doesn't, man, does that throw it into your favor here. So while we're talking away here, Wilkliosis was getting us set up for our interview here with Nits. The tail was located, second loose item confirmed. Edgeworth knows that, doesn't need to check it whatsoever. He's already on the Kraken's floor, getting ready to light his third orb. Nits, I don't know if you were around when the show started, but a level 3 dive in Ordeals. Have you ever seen anyone make that move?
Yeah, that's some edge action right there. Like, the guy goes on and on about how he's not into the loose items and he really likes the execution game. And what does he do? He goes diving right in the middle of nowhere, does something completely off script, and it works perfectly. So, you got to be good to be lucky. You got to be lucky to be good. He's going to be tough to beat, and he's definitely one of the people in the driver's seat that everyone's got a target on his back. And I respect him and I like him as a runner, but I'm going to cheer against him every chance I can get. I want somebody new. I want some new blood in here.
It would be nice to see. I certainly don't want to face him myself. On the left-hand side of your screen, he is on the Kraken fight. Mazmoon with fast going off, 390 damage, not enough. Fade coming out from the White Mage, 142. Another Mazmoon swing, 7 hits, 492. Kraken still alive. Hits like a truck, takes out Larry the Thief. Nuke's coming out for 109. Does not have it down. Is it Quad X range yet? 330 from the Mazmoon, still not enough. Fade from the White Mage, 141 finally gets the job done. That was a beefy Kraken, Nits.
Yes, no kidding. More nukes, party member down. I mean, you put a thief up front, what do you expect? Like, you're not going to sneak around when there's a Kraken. Here comes another Fade, 141. That does it for Kraken. So Edge takes down the dapper tentacled beast. So one of the features we had to squeeze out for this tournament, and I was happy to do so, we had a little more runway, we got that released, was the free canal. It's the last little minor feature added ahead of this Sail the Seas themed tournament. And of course, it's a big deal because with the free canal, if you get that early ship, it opens up so much before you. What do you think about that? Do you like this idea of sailing the seas and having to explore the whole world without the airship, or do you think it's going to be really tough for the new players?
I mean, to put it short, I like it because it opens up route diversity, and that's always a good thing. Personally, I always forget it exists, and it bites me every single time. So hopefully the runners this year, they understand that a ship right off the bat means that you have options on the table, especially because we've decided to shuffle towns. So you could very well run into Onrak, which turns out to be Provoca that holds progression, and you're going to have to take that ship and sail through that free canal down to the Onrak location. Open progression's turned on. There's a dock there now, Nits. So they'll be able to park that boat there and walk up. Maybe we'll find a few seeds where progression is kind of hidden like that.
Yeah, Town Shuffle is so enigmatic because we threw it in as an afterthought practically when doing all of the different entrance shuffle features and floor shuffle, thinking, oh, who's going to just shuffle the towns, you know? Mm-hmm. But it does do more than you think because it can really yank the early magic away from you if Elfland and Provoca end up in a faraway town. Similarly, it can be really friendly and give you access to more key items early. If Crescent Lake shows up early, you can go talk to the sage, and if who knows where that Dr. Rune's going to end up when you have to translate the slab. So for such a small thing that hardly affects the random encounters or the challenge necessarily of those entrances, it can really change your routing a lot. And just the psych out of it is something you have to get used to.
It definitely puts in the back of your mind that you have to keep all locations available. You've got to make a mental note of where you've been, where you can go. And like you said, and Minochi, by the way, at the 1 hour, 12-minute mark, finally finds his floater.
Poor
something
guy.
that Edgeworth found almost immediately, over an hour ago at this point. But yeah, Town Shuffle, great feature. I think it's potentially going to result in some very, very slow starts on some of these seeds here, I think.
Yeah, it can for sure. I think I also like the feature because it's a gateway drug to entrance and floor shuffle, right? First you shuffle the towns, you're like, oh, that wasn't so bad. Let's try some of these other entrancey shuffly features, and then you can get bitten by the floor shuffle bug. And I mean, I'm not just saying that because I was one of the people that contributed so much to it, but definitely. I really love how wild that shit is. Like, excuse me. That is like crazy action, and once you get used to that, it's hard to go back. But I think that Town Shuffle is a pretty good introduction.
It's almost like learning to ride a bike backwards. You have to kind of mold your brain to learn that new way of running. Entrance and floor shuffle, such a foreign feature that when you're first trying it out, it's really going to twist your brain. But it does so in what I think is a good way. So much so that when you go back to playing just a regular seed, it almost feels a little bit slow, a little bit basic and boring. But who knows? After we get through the Swiss and we move on to the bracket rounds, maybe there's a chance for a little twist like Entrance Shuffle. I haven't quite decided just yet how we're going to ramp up the difficulty, but we certainly are going to ramp up that difficulty. So maybe Entrance Shuffle would be fun to see.
Yeah, you never know what the future holds, but I think this is an excellent stepping stone. It gives you a taste of that without, ramping up the difficulty significantly. You still have to get used to things not being where or how they seem. And I think it's a perfect step to go to for the Swiss round. And I really look forward to all the people that maybe haven't played it before getting a chance and all the exposure it's going to get. I think it's just great for the game and the fans and the players learning how to play it. So really looking forward to it.
The 1 hour, 15-minute mark. Ladies and gentlemen, Edgeworth has all 4 orbs. He's got spells. He's got heals. They are lined up beautifully. And he's making his dive. We are going 2,000 years back into the past, Nits.
Got a shot at a 90-minute Swiss stage. Ain't nothing to this game, is there, Falconic?
No, it's easy as can be when you dive ordeals at level 3.
And as Edge enters the Temple of Fiends Revisited and goes 2,000 years into the past, I'd like to welcome Will Cleosis from 5 Minutes in the Past. He's back in the booth now.
Will Cleosis joining us back in the booth. Went to find his own cookies, get himself settled.
I was looking for my adamant. I didn't realize I had it the entire time.
Minochi85 did find the loose tail. We knew that was going to be the second loose item. It wasn't Earth. Eventually made his way to Ordeals. Did pick up his floater, but it's a little bit too late, I think, here, as Edgeworth is fighting the Phantom. Has already gone 2,000 years back in the past, so it's going to take something really nasty for Mono to have any chance of coming back.
Well, we had the match, the Midnight Special, somewhat recently. It was Shadow Walker 227 and Lord Fizzlebeef. And that, it was Kraken 2 who was spell happy, and Kraken's first 2 spells were nuke. If that sort of situation was to arise, that could lead some hope to Minochi 85.
Yeah, Edge just got some decent levels too. He's even checking the validation chest as if he's almost showing off a little bit. But that was
I'm not
that's
quite
a real
sure what he could have even found there.
That's just a total throwback. I wonder if he was just like hit with that pang of nostalgia for Final Fantasy Randomizer on YouTube and just had to get those validation chests. For the newer viewers that don't know what I'm talking about, those 2 chests are that flank the loot plate ladder were called validation chests, and the culture said that your run wasn't truly valid unless you checked them, which of course is complete nonsense, but the term remains to this day, and it's good to see him checking for old time's sake.
Green Medusas for Edge as he closes in on Lich Revisited. Minochi85 taking his brand new airship to the Zardia Isles, going to check out. I believe he's going to find a defense sword in one of the isles, which is going to be a great pickup, Will. But you said it, unless Kraken or Tiamat is just, high health, has to have high absorb and evade, and has to be spell happy with nukes and nuclear for Edge to have any issue, I think, whatsoever with the levels he has.
Yeah, Edge is taking on Lich right now. Once again, we're still working. This is the first time we've ever done this. So we're still working on our audio, certainly our video syncing, and our video looks fantastic. Thank you again to Randomania. As Edgeworth, 2,000 years in the past, attempting to revive the power of the orbs on his way to take on the ultimate fiend Chaos, and he's struggling just a little bit with Lich.
Does make it through. Minochi over here having a little bit of controller input issues, it seems. Did a little bit of a 2-step coming out of that dragon room. Can't land the airship. I think somebody might have spiked his cookies there. Either that or he's feeling the pressure and has grabbed himself a drink, and I certainly wouldn't blame him here. As Edge gets ready for Carry 2.
After those 3 fires that he ran away from, which you might remember them as being unrunnable if it's been a long time since you've seen Final Fantasy, but with Unrunnable Shuffle, you never know, and Temple of Fiends Revisited is usually a lot easier. But let's see about Carry 2.
Edgeworth fires a nuke at a Carry 2 for 210.
Yeah, that's we're gonna have to put that one in the book as true paper tiger. There, Carry 2 goes down in 2 shots.
So Edge moves on to the sea floor here, everyone's favorite floor of the game. It certainly wasn't a disaster in vanilla with unrunnable waters. That would never happen. Minochi85 takes that tail that he found loose in Earth and does put it to use. He is now class promoted.
Yeah, I think he's really hoping for the hard Temple of Fiends Revisited. We know that it didn't happen in the first half, but his only hope after finding the floater so late now is a bit of a miracle here.
Edgeworth is on the water floor of the Temple of Fiends Revisited. The first time we've ever seen it right here live on YouTube. We're going to see our first ever Kraken 2 fight. The most fun for when we sit in the booth and watch. When we used to watch these on YouTube as well. Edgeworth is healing up. He's got the thief in the second slot. He's going to revive the thief and put him in the front.
Mm-hmm.
It's a real tactical move. It's like, get up there, Lar. Okay, you take on Kraken.
Edgeworth initiates the fight with Kraken 2. He's going through his spell list. He's going to ruse on the white mage trying to protect her. Gets the fast off, and the ruse goes off as well, and a white shirt. So he's got 3 stacks of evasion on the white mage, And one of the other ones is attack from the Masman. 7 hits for 618 is outstanding. Kraken fights back. It looks like he only hit for about 218. There's Blaze from Kraken. It doesn't even take out the Thief. Angry Larry's still standing at 3 HP. There's 193 and another attack from Edgeworth and a fade for 118. A nuke from Edgeworth and is 143. We're going to go to another round, but Edgeworth playing this very well. You're looking at vintage Edgeworth as he starts to dominate this match. He starts to take control of Kraken 2. There's 4 hits. There's a Thunder. The Thief is gone, but Edgeworth is in fantastic shape. 300 HP on the White Mage. Another fade from Edgeworth into Kraken 2 for only 94. Kraken resisted it. There goes the fighter!
No. Oh,
Edgeworth is struggling. He adjusts to ruse. He's down. Kraken misses. There's another fade. Edgeworth is gonna kill him now. 134. There's a nuclear. He's down to 92 HP. Fires another fade from Edgeworth. 90. Is that enough? Inferno. He's down to 36 HP. There's a blaze. Oh, Edgeworth perishes in the Temple of Feast Revisited.
That was unexpected and wonderful. Now, if that happens again, we've got ourselves.
Call it a commentator's curse. I call it entertainment. Hopefully, Mono can bridge the gap here a little bit. Kraken was beefy, Will.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
He hammered him for like 600 right in the beginning. So I started to relax and I stood up straight, and then Kraken 2 just took over.
Yeah, he wasn't too pleased with how that fight was going, eh? Starts off with a little Inferno, and then a Blaze, and then a Thunder, and then a Nuclear, and then an Inferno, and then a massive attack. Yeah, that it just kept turning up the heat till Edge couldn't withstand it. So that is a freight train nobody saw coming, especially with the early 700 damage. We'll see if he spares no quarter this time. With all those magic spells and skills lined up in Kraken's queue, he might not waste as much time casting things like Invis and Ruse. He might just put the pedal right to the metal. We'll see how he plays it the next time around.
Well, we certainly know Kraken 2 is not one to be messed with. Minochi making up a little bit of ground here. And I think Edge knows how he's going to approach this fight going forward. I mean, you could put the ruses on all you want. You can do the Invis shirts all you want. But when you've got Nuclear coming out and you've got Blaze and the Infernos, if you're not actively healing up from some of those, it's going to whittle you down. So we'll see how he approaches it.
Welcome again to Final Fantasy Randomizer. We're live on YouTube right now, and we already have our first Kraken 2 kill, and he takes out the champion Edgeworth. Edgeworth is going to go back in, opening the door a little bit for Minochi. And he's been two-manning it the entire time. He's probably more prepared for that fight. Question is, can he get there?
Yeah,
Can he get there?
if it happens again, I'm saying Edge got Kraken tombstoned.
So Minochi's still checking chests, has yet to find the loot. We know he's just a floor away, Will. It's in the Star Room. It's vanilla adamant chest. It's a potential incentivized location. It's not incentivized on these flags. That's where the loot's going to be, and I got to think as soon as he finds it, is he done checking?
Oh, he's done. He has to know because of the adamant. He knows it. He knows he's behind. You know he's checking it. We're entering the 90-minute mark. That's where this is about the time when these elite players, which both these players are starting to, gear up. Edgeworth has been just destroying this entire match, putting up an absolute clinic. And he finally hits his first blip, and it's Kraken 2.
Yeah, I think that if he gets better turn order with his knight attacking, or his fighter as the case may be, I think that that's probably all he's really banking on this time around. But it really depends. Like, he did a fair amount of damage to that Kraken 2, so he was probably very close.
He did. I think, Will, you called out mid-match. We saw just over 600 crit from the Mazmoon, but then it started to kind of show its normal swings afterwards, and it just wasn't as high.
Yeah, and that was with a fast, and the Mazmoon, it best damage output in the game, and it can be wielded by anybody. It's possible that Kraken 2 is designed for the Game Changer. The Game Changer could have made that happen there had Edgeworth gone with that. I don't think he will. Nitz already said it. I think he was really close.
Mm-hmm. Had to have been.
Yeah, if he gets off 2 of those 700 swings from the fighter, I think it's all over, and that's probably what he's going to angle to do. Move him further down, get the fast up, and just start swinging. He just slipped through his fingers that first time, and then all of a sudden his fighter was dead. And that's bad news in any Fiendry fight. So we'll see what happens. We're on carry now, and this probably won't take very long.
No, a nuke and a Mazmoon swing is probably going to get it done. If the Mazmoon comes in at all, Fade does not get it. It'll be a one turn, so carry down, no problem. Will Cleosa snits. We are back on the water floor. Can he get it done the second time around?
It makes me wonder which one was the anomaly. Was the near 700 damage that he did with that Mazmoon weapon, was that normal? And the anomalies went down? Or was that near 700 damage the actual anomaly, and the normal was the Mazmoon not getting it done? Which one was it?
We'll see. Nukes coming out from the Red Mage is certainly going to help out. I don't know if he picked up heal on the Red Mage at all. I gotta think that you want to kind of be a little proactive with some of those, especially with Blaze and Inferno and Nuclear coming out. You're not going to 2 or 3 round this Kraken, not unless you get some massive crits coming out of the Mazmoon. So I think healing's going to come into play here. Ruse is nice, but it doesn't protect you from spells. He puts the sacrifice up on top.
Yeah,
Heal.
it's the same strategy that he did last time in at least setting up. So he needs to get the evasion off. I think he's just going to attack and hope that the Mazmoon hits. Let's find out. Going to start with some evasion. He's going to do the power gauntlet. He's going to try to buff up that attack and have a big whack with the Mazmoon. It looks like he gets the fast off. Thief is gone. He lost that evasion stack. Now, his fighter has no evasion.
Good.
His fighter has no evasion. That's what took him out last time. He's going to try to figure something out. There's the Blaze.
He'll lose another attacking turn to the defense sword here.
Gets the defense. He gets the 4. He's got to keep the White Mage must live. It's on the bottom of his Light Warrior party. He's trying to protect her. Thunder after the Blaze. Red Mage is gone. He's down to 2 warriors. Finally, he starts to attack 240. It was not resisted. He's trying to bring up his defense even more. He's going to heal. He's going to heal the fighter as much as he can. There's an attack from the Mazmoon. 619 after 5 hits on the nuclear. That's what did him in last time. It's trying to... There's the Inferno.
He needs a hit from the Mazmoon quick.
He's got to do it now. 5 hits, 566 is not enough. He's trying to heal. He's going to try to heal the White Mage. Must get the White Mage alive. 704 is good. Edgeworth is through.
Squeaks through there.
He got it, more importantly, just like you said, with the White Mage alive.
Now we can all take a minute and let our heart rate return to normal.
Just in time for Tiamat 2, who could just as easily be as beefy. Now, we've seen 1 nuclear. We've seen Blaze and Inferno, and yeah, those are cute spells. We haven't seen Nuke yet, and, we've already had 1 Commentator's Curse. Why not 2?
Let's hope for it. I want anything to turn the tables and get Mono back into this race.
We're reaching the 90-minute mark. This is what you're going to see. It starts in less than a week. 2019 Final Fantasy Randomizer Spring Tournament. This is the type of action, the drama, the adventure, and the excitement, if you can suspend your disbelief, that you get to see from our community. Tiamat... Oh! Tiamat's attacked the Red Mage. You got the fast off, though. White shirt, he gets the white shirt off from Larry. Angry Larry, that's Edgeworth's body. There's an attack from the Mazmoon. That's 236 after 6 hits. That's not pretty.
Gonna go for another white shirt. Fire off a nuke, and Fade already turning to DPS, giving up on the buffs. 190 out of
Tiamat
Fade.
has fast.
That's bad news.
Gotta get the white shirt off. The nuke is resisted at 126. There's an attack from the Mazmoon. 6 hits, 273. Tiamat's not playing around. Tiamat 2 is gonna be trouble for Edgeworth potentially. He knows it. He's gotta get that white shirt off again. That Tiamat has fast. This is a critical round for Edgeworth. Cure 4.
Oh no! Oh no!
All the
We've
damage
got ourselves
has
a
been restored.
brick wall Tiamat.
There's a nuke from Edgeworth, 152, that's resisted. Stacks it with a Fade, that's resisted for 123. How about the Mazmoon? 7 hits for 300 damage, that's better. He got a crit in there.
He's about back to where he was before, but he still might have a long way to go here. Lots of stacks of the white shirt, though. We'll see how that fast a Tiamat can do. Fire 3 gets rid of that pesky thief and the red mage.
That one hurt. 5 hits for 317 and another Fade. Edgeworth is in full assault mode, that's 159.
There's the last Fade.
106, he got her!
Whoa. Survives again with the fighter, and the White Mage is running very low on heal pots, though. Just barely going to be enough to get him topped off.
Also totally out of Fade charges, so won't have any of those to use against Chaos either.
runs into Unrunnable, Evil Men, and Nightmare. The Nightmares have sleep. His levels are so strong, his natural M defense should carry him through this fight.
Minochi lights his third orb in the meantime.
Stuff we have not seen.
Nuke. We haven't seen Nuke yet. Slow 2.
Slow 2 is what scares me here.
If Slow 2 lands against a fighter with a Mazmoon and a white mage that is staring at an empty spellbook, you'd have to reset. I mean, you'd have to.
Some pesky sorcerers to waste a little bit of time. That is not going to be the make or break time. The make or break is going to be this chaos after a nasty Kraken and a scary but just escapable Tiamat. Let's see what's down for the final boss.
It is our first Chaos battle. An honor to be here, the Game Changers. Falconic FF, he's the Enforcer. I'm the Smooth Talker, Will Cleosis. We are joined by lead developer Nitz and everything that you've done to make this happen. The honor goes to Edgeworth, as he's going to take on this fiend that sent the 4 other fiends back in time to try and rule the world, along with the vampires and all the other bad guys and Geists with paralysis that got both players earlier on. Right now it's Edgeworth's match to win as he's going through his menu. He's out of fades, so it's going to be 3 warriors. His red mage is on one knee. He's gone through his menu. He's done everything he can. He's going to use the power gut, and he gets a white shirt off with initiative.
It's like the replacements version of the Light Warriors.
He's got a fast on the fighter and a power gauntlet, but he's lost. He got the fast up. He lost the red mage, but he got the fast off. There's another Bane that's back-to-back Banes that's good for Edgeworth, and he's got the evasion up. He's going to attack with the fighter now after he gets his evasion up just a little bit more.
Still haven't seen any nukes, have we?
The slow 2 hit! The slow 2 hit! The fast is gone! That's the slow 2 that we talked about. He Chaos fired it, and he fired it right at Brax, his fighter, and it hit. The fast has been negated. That's what he loses.
That's gonna take the edge off. Ah, ha, ha.
He's gonna use the power gun that casts Saber in battle. It ups his accuracy and his power. He's gonna use more of the power guns because he knows that slow 2 hit to try to take out Chaos.
He's got so many stacks of that power bonk, though. It's just going to take a swing or two from the Mazmoon with a crit.
How about this? 5 hits for 740. That critted. Edgeworth begins the assault on Chaos. That's 538. Chaos he's starting to back Chaos into a corner now. Is this it? Edgeworth with the Mazmoon, 1135 damage. GG's and congratulations.
And that's all we wrote tonight.
1 hour, 33 minutes, 10 seconds.
Chaos teased us with being mean, but in the end was just packing a bunch of level 2 spells, and Edge was able to win the day on the back of a whole bunch of power bonk charges that were able to negate that pesky slow 2.
How fortunate he was to get that fast off from the red mage before Bane poison smoked. That would have been a whole different fight had that knight been slow, or the fighter been slowed. Even with the power bonks. I mean, the 1100 crit will. Huge. The Kraken 2 was beefy. Tiamat was no joke.
No, Tiamat 2 was no joke at all. I mean, both Kraken 2 and Tiamat 2 took out a couple Light Warriors.
Minochi pushing on, has 1 orb left to light. I don't know that he's going to be too happy with what he sees should he make it to Kraken 2 with only 2 Light Warriors.
We're going to see if we can get Edgeworth in here. I think, Falconic, I think you're on that right now. Thank you very much. One thing that I want to try to do, and I want to do it before Edge gets here, is I want to give you fans exclusively here on YouTube a little bit of insight to the mind of Edgeworth, if I'm correct. And what I think is what's going to happen is I'm going to ask him his favorite Ninja Turtle. And he will probably say Donatello, and he will probably say it from a strategic standpoint. He will come up and he will say, well, he likes the reach and he likes the weapon. And that's how a champion player like this thinks. He thinks very strategically. We'll see if we can get that, and hopefully he says it and I don't make a fool out of myself, as it looks like Edgeworth is on his way.
Now I'm excited. This is great.
So we're just waiting on Edge to get in here. We have Mono diving, finds his ruby. Was not a necessary item here. I don't think anything else in Waterfall was worth the time whatsoever, so a little bit more of a slowdown here. Another speed bump for Minochi, who unfortunately did not remember at the start. Will, I think all but guaranteed, forgot that he had adamant.
Yeah, he did. And this happens. This happens another time. I've done it. Fuck on. You did it with the slab. Remember that? When we were having fun that day?
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing. You translate the slab, it leaves your inventory. You better remember you've done it.
Right now, we'd like to welcome live on the YouTube exclusive Final Fantasy Randomizer, the inaugural edition, our winner tonight, the defending 2018 champion, leading into the 2019 Final Fantasy Randomizer Spring Tournament. GG's and congratulations and welcome to the booth, Edgeworth.
That's the unfortunate thing.
Hey, thank you very much.
Translate the slab.
We've got some questions. I want to start out a little bit earlier in the match. Castle Ordeals at level like 3 or something like that. Take me through your thought process. Tell me about that.
So my thought process was if I took a wipe in there to whatever, it's a really short dungeon if you know how the columns are laid out. So that's one of the kinds of dungeons where you don't lose nearly as much time dying in it as you do other dungeons. So at level 3, I figured there's really good enemy packs for getting some decent experience. The Medusas are great. The Mancats are great. The Zombles, if they weren't too huge, those are pretty good too. Sorcerers are fine. Just go through those guys and see what I could see if there was a good item there, and it just happened to be the floater.
Just happened to be the floater. You picked up adamant relatively early, turned it in, got your ship. Did you have any doubts whatsoever with your party comp after you saw the fade that you were going to make kind of an early dive, an early gamble, knowing you had 2 fades on hand?
Yeah, so I mean, it's 6. I have 6 fade charges. I figured I would need to save 2 just in case it was double zombie dragon at the end of it. Mm-hmm. Which they turned out to be pretty brittle. But yeah, it was just one of those things where I felt like, yeah, even if I die and lose a few levels, I'm still coming out of there with a key item at like level 6. So it's just one of those things where it's like, I don't want to do Marsh Cave yet because there's so many good rough enemies in there, and kind of, well, Ordeals is shorter if I die, and the experience is better, and Fade's going to kill everything in both dungeons, so I might as well go for the one with better experience.
When you wiped in Temple of Fiends Revisited to Kraken 2, you dove right back in, proved to be the correct decision. What sort of circumstances would have led you to go off and grind instead of diving right back in? How much worse would you have had to wipe, for example?
It would depend on the spell list. Like, I know he hit me with Nuclear and Inferno, but if he had Nuke in the spell list too, then yeah, I'm going to have to go back and get some more levels. Or if he was hitting hard enough to one-shot the Knight, maybe. But I think I could do that better with turn order. I just feel like everything in that fight was just, man, I must have low-rolled like 3 fades in a row at the end there.
Edge, I have a question for you that's a little bit off topic. We'll get back to that. I've got a few things lined up for you as well. But who is your favorite Ninja Turtle?
Donatello.
Why?
If you played the Nintendo game, it's the long reach, man.
I hope that you guys planned that ahead of time, but that
no,
was
we
scripted.
didn't. We didn't. I knew he would say that.
That was absolutely beautiful.
Edge, very impressive. 1 hour, 33 minutes. Your average time, I've been watching you, you know that. Your average time has been a lot higher. Is it seed-based? Is it strategy-based? Is it where you go? How did you do this?
So this one is just, there was a lot going for you in this seed. You had early fade. If you did the dungeon and just, you just happened to go to Ordeals early, you found the floater early, like a lot of my seeds, I end up not getting the floater for 45 minutes to an hour, and I think that's like the theme of the whole thing is you're going to be sailing around a lot, and really the seed times have kind of been higher than average as a result. This was just because I found the floater early, and that's really it.
Yeah, your opponent unfortunately picked up the adamant just like you did, decided not to head west after visiting Provoca to turn that in. Instead, he made a dive all on his own to Volcano at level 3, decided to try to dig out the armory, pushed forward all the way to carry, tried to do carry without having the Mazmoon just yet, took the wipe, and then continued to forget, unfortunately, that he had adamant, didn't pick up his floater until a little after the 1 hour 15-minute mark. It was quite a different run than what you had.
Yeah, and the floater is going to be pivotal in these seeds, and trying to find that as fast as possible is pretty important. It's kind of why I'm prioritizing the incentive locations more than doing the search for the loose items. Whereas I think something like similar flag sets for 141, I would be more likely to dive Volcano. So like I don't see anything wrong with Mono's play. I just think you're better off with the incentive locations with this flag set.
Edge, so you run into Kraken 2, you see the Inferno, you see a nuclear. We know that there's 4 nuclears in the pool. There could be out there as well. We always know about the nuke. You see the Cure 4 on Tiamat 2. You're able to get through. You know that Slow 2 is still out there. Is that something that you keep in mind that could pop up? Number one. And number two, it hit your fighter after the fast. How did you adjust?
Well, that's by using the power gauntlet like 5 more times than I planned on using. Just that's kind of why I had the white mage in front, just to be like, all right, spam evasion, and then maybe you could eat the single target stuff, and she didn't, but whatever. But no, just fortunately he didn't have an absurd amount of HP, in the spell list seemed to be kind of nice because I was completely out of heal potions by that point, and man, I was hurting bad. I had to bring that red mage up with 31 health.
So, how does it feel to be on the inaugural FFR YouTube stream and featured, no less? Any words out there for our first-time viewers of our first-time YouTube stream?
All I can say is just there's a lot of action that's coordinated through the FFR Discord. So if you liked what you saw, definitely keep an eye out there, and keep an eye out on the Randomania stream for there's lots of good randomizer gameplay on this channel. So I would highly recommend keeping an eye out.
Ed, you had a race last night with a couple of our fellow FFR community members, with Artea taking first place and Spellzap coming in second. One of our newer runners. Spellzap surprising you a little bit with the play he's got? Do you think we're going to see the same kind of play from some of the newer names into this tournament? Are you expecting a few of those to make the bracket?
Like, Spellzap doesn't surprise me at all. If you make a mistake, he's going to bop you, and I feel like he's going to have a similar run to what Arson Horse did in the last tournament. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of good people. Like, I'm looking forward to seeing how Asher and Greg Lee do. There are a Cheesinator who has just recently started playing and has been making noise in the Chaos Rush tournament. I think if he gets some practice under his belt with his flags, he can make a pretty big impact too. Not sure if he signed up for it.
Yeah, you really just took the words pretty much out of my mouth when you said Arson Horse, because that's what happened last year. Arson Horse dominated, played so well. We had a couple of the players last year that really came out of nowhere. I think Falconic was one of them. I think I was one of them that did some damage that a lot of people didn't really expect. Arson Horse and Fuzzy Mage were probably the two more prominent ones and best examples of it. We've got Crab Cakes as well. And I'm a big fan of Crab Cakes and the way that she plays this game and her understanding of it. Do you think that Crab Cakes is the biggest newer threat to your title in defending it?
I don't know if she's entered the tournament or not. If she's entered the tournament, then I definitely don't want to play her.
She has.
She's on that short list.
Yes, she has.
So that's awesome, and yeah, no, I'm happy because, like I said before, I think it was some of the last time I played Mono, I did want to have a race on stream against her because it's going to be nuts. It's going to be a great race, and yeah, she's definitely on the short list of people that I am definitely concerned about playing in the tournament. But for the viewers, yeah, it would be a slam dunk. Definitely tune in for that one.
Mono just casually forget Sail of the Seas. Now he's sailing the skies, but he still doesn't seem to know where he's headed.
He's trying to find where Onrak is. He's got his Oxyel finally, but doesn't quite know where Onrak is to turn it in. I think he's finally found it. There it is. We're finally going to get our look at the fourth orb here for Minochi as he gets ready to dive. And with that two-man party, we saw how much of an issue Kraken 2 was for Edge, even with 4 up. Now, he put the meat shield up front, and Kraken gladly accepted the sacrifice, but I don't like Mono's levels here. He did a two-man party most of the game, and yet Edge still came out on top with higher levels. So we'll see if this doesn't work out for Mono here.
Yeah,
Buzzsaw's looking a little rusty, isn't he? He's more likely to cut his own finger than through the 2x4.
It's
get a sliver.
We've talked off stream about how he really hasn't had time to practice this flag set, and I hope this scares him enough to put some practice in, because yeah, this is my times were awful when I started playing this. You gotta put some work in early. It's I anticipate Swiss round 1 is going to be kind of a bloodbath.
What do you think about a seasoned veteran like Tristal taking such a leadership role in driving the flag set discussion for the spring tournament? What are your thoughts on that?
Like, I'm pretty happy with it. We ended up with a flag set that I think is going to be it's going to test a lot of the runners, and it's also going to be interesting for the viewers to watch as well. And also, from his experience playing in other competitive games with a variety of different formats, the tournament format itself is also pretty interesting, too. I really do like that even at 2 and 3, you're not out of it yet.
I almost want to gush all over that, because I remember last year's play-in race and just getting more people into that play-in race, and we had that like simultaneous 16-person multi-stream, multi-commentary with live updates from the other feeds. That was one of the most exciting races ever. And like that bell curve of everyone who made it on the hump finishing within like just seconds of one another to get into the bracket stage was one of the most thrilling and exciting FFR productions I've ever had the pleasure of being a part of. And I know it's going to happen again. And for everyone in it, for everyone watching it, that night they're going to remember for at least as long as I have remembered the previous one.
Yeah, I have to echo those sentiments as well. I mean, Edge, you got through me to get to 3 and 2 in the original Swiss rounds. You had to go through to become the eventual champion. You had to go through Falconic, High Spirits, me, Demarine, all those other players. Jay Coper was in that as well. Through the play-in race to get into the brackets, to get your momentum to get through there. So I'm sure that you want to avoid that this time. You probably don't want to deal with that big, massive field that we had, but an outstanding design. And we had so much fun last year. We're doing a very similar design as well this year. And it seems that you're certainly happy with that as well.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I done that seed is one of those that I placed directly into the recycle bin after the race. But no, I think there were a lot of big names in that race that, I felt kind of bad that they didn't make it into brackets. And now with the, kind of that last chance playing, it's going to be good to, see them get a shot at it. Because there's always somebody that's kind of like the hard luck person in Swiss. And I feel like Tristal's done a really good job to kind of smooth over some of the issues with a traditional Swiss pairing system.
Yeah, the other issue that cropped up due to the way that the randomness was selected for deciding the round-to-round matchups, there was some unfairness, and some people had to play up against people with better records repeatedly, and it was just sort of a shame that the dice kind of tumbled that way. So that's all been fixed now. As much as possible, no one is going to have to play up against superiorly ranked opponents more than once until everyone else in the same situation has done so. So the scheduling should be more fair and the matches should be more even. And when I say the matches are even going to be more even, I'm talking about a tournament last year where there were 3 races decided by 3 seconds or less. I had the pleasure of calling one of them with Sportsondo. It was a Demarine taking on Sardia, and she triumphed by 3 seconds. Like, they don't come any better than that.
Yeah, we had the other matches too. We had multiple matches. The original Lord Fizzlebeef and Brilliant match, which they recreated a couple weeks ago, both fighting Chaos at the same time. We had multiple ones of those too. Both runners couldn't make it happen there, or we would have had another 5-second finish as well. Meanwhile, Minochi85, 1 hour, 51 minute mark, we'll call it, has entered the Temple of Fiends Revisited. And this is, Edge, had you not gone to ordeals and maybe not gone, the right ways, this is a fairly normal run time-wise for a lot of these Swiss matches, or these Swiss seeds.
Yeah, and I mean, this could have been flipped entirely on its head if Floater ended up being the loose item sitting in Volcano. So you just never know how these seeds are going to shake out. And all I do is just I'm trying to make the kind of the percentage play and hope it works out.
So, also joining us in the booth now is the puppeteer himself, the mastermind behind tonight's broadcast. I'd like to welcome Trenton into the booth. Trenton, this has been a fantastic evening of FFR entertainment. Thanks for joining us.
The seed delivered, the runners delivered, our commentators have delivered. Just everybody stepped up in a tremendous way to help make this a success. I'm delighted. And I just wanted to especially come in and say thank you to Edge, at least as close to face as we can do, because I asked him to do an unconventional setup to make this work, and it got us through tonight. And not everyone would have been able to do that, and on short notice. So a big thank you to both Edge and Minochi for that.
Well, Minochi's gone 2,000 years into the past, into Temple of Fiends Revisited. Any less far back, and you would have just gone back to the beginning of his race, which seems like it was 2,000 years ago. Oh! Sorry, Mono.
And don't look now, though, but he's about to take a wipe. There it is. There's his Topher wipe. To Mud Goals and Iron Goals, of all things. So if they're giving him the business, I can only imagine what Kraken 2 is going to do.
Kraken 2 is, I'm calling it now, Kraken 2 is the showstopper tonight.
It was definitely fun to see, for sure. Health for days. And put out quite a bit of spells there as well. A lot of skills in the list.
Yeah, probably close to a max health Kraken 2. And nice, nasty spell list. With 2 ribbons, a lot of those elemental spells won't be so bad, but he could easily wipe there anyway.
So he makes his dive back through here, closing in on the 2-hour mark. Will, you said it yourself, any given seed with this flag set could easily land you near the 2 hour, sometimes even over the 2 hours. We've seen that quite a few times. Loose items in this one were pushed pretty deep, but they weren't really necessary except for loot.
Oh, and if anything could make this night even more special, Entroper, the creator of Final Fantasy Randomizer, has stepped into chat. When he's not around, I claim to be the creator. No, I'm just kidding. It's just a game that I've had the pleasure of just sort of helping run and develop and orchestrate for the last year. But FFR has been, always will be his baby, and just getting a chance to contribute to it is like something I'll never forget.
And Troper waving in chat. Definitely appreciate him being here. Artea's in chat, calling out the wrong JRPGs here as well. Minochi, meanwhile, making his dive back through Topher, still with just the 2-man. Opted to go with a nun class at the start. which gave him a force 3-man, and that thief has been dead ever since. He's been 2-manning it the whole way. He's healing up. He knows what to expect on this floor now. See if he can make his way over to Lich. I think Lich was, 2-3 rounds, a little beefy. Carry was the pushover.
Yeah, Edge took a little bit more time than usual on Lich too. And I've got to think that because Minochi knows that Edgeworth is done, he knows the time at just past 90 minutes. He probably thinks that Edge just strolled in and maybe it was easy. I would think that. It is not. Kraken 2 and Tiamat 2 they aren't having it today.
No, they're no joke. He thinks he's just gonna like sashay right down to chaos. He's got another thing coming.
Bunch of jerks.
Yeah, his blade better not be dull. Runs back into the golems.
I think he's going to be in good shape with the 2-man. I honestly think that's one of the better ways to go most of the time, and it's something that I try to feel out, like what is the availability of the good magic in the seed before like committing to 2-man. That's kind of why I like to run fighter, red mage, black mage, is because I can Dan, pretty much any combination that doesn't leave me with 2 mages and be all right.
Minochi makes his way to Carry 2. Carry 2, as Falconic mentioned, will be the pushover. We'd like to remind you, it's coming up. Just a couple days. Today is April 2nd, of course, right here live on YouTube. April 4th, the signups close. We're going to have a stream, and we're going to release the pairings for the Swiss tournament on Friday, April 5th, as a Quad X from Minochi. Timely Quad X that races and terminates Carry.
He did not expect that to work. Not in a million years.
He didn't. And coming up, tournament matches start. They can be scheduled April 6th. That's a Saturday. That's this week, as Minochi enters the water floor of the Temple of Fiends Revisited.
And here's where it's going to get a little spicy if he can make his way. We've already found some trouble on Earth floor. If he can make his way to Kraken 2, I wonder if he moves that knight down and puts the red mage up top. And if so, does the red mage get a chance to throw fast out? Chitin619 in chat. Nice to see you, buddy. Recently
The
attempted
OG.
to do solo black mage on a tweaked version of these flags. Pretty hard to do, but gave it a valiant effort for sure. Minochi's closing in. He's skipping. No, he is. He's taking the fight here, and I was just about to say maybe he can get an extra swing on the Mazmoon here. I think he's past 24. He's nowhere near close to getting the next swing. He's got the Mazmoon down on the Red Wizard. He's got the Excalibur on the Knight. Probably going to want to switch that Excalibur out for the Vorpal, though, Will. What do you think?
Well, I don't think he's got it.
Oh, he passed it up. That's right. He picked it up in white.
He perished in the ice cave after we found it, and then he bypassed it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Kraken 2 for Minochi 85.
Near you, buddy.
Yeah, go ahead. After the sea troll fight.
Well, they're just buying us some time. Minochi 85, the Buzzsaw. 2 light warriors standing. He's going to try to fire the lamp, but he gets initiative. 3 hits only about 120. There's Kraken with that blaze. He gets the fast off. He wants that red wizard to survive. He's going to try a quad X. That's not going to work. 5 hits for 586 will do some damage, though. 7 hits back from Kraken 2 isn't going to get it. We know Kraken 2 probably has a little bit shy of 2,000 health. Here's another dig for 608 from Minochi. A timely quad X is ineffective, though. And Kraken 2 just took out the knight. Minochi's going to adjust it. He's going to go to nuke for 105. Minochi 85 gets Kraken 2'd in the Temple of Fiends Revisited.
The Kraken Tombstone. I think that I thought he was going to throw it in. If I keep saying that, maybe it'll catch on.
K Honda strikes again, takes out Minochi 85. He is not put off, though. He's going to try one more time at least. Knowing Minochi at this point, I think he just wants to finish. He wants to put this seed to bed.
Yeah, he's got the defense sword, so he'll go in, much like Edgeworth did, and he'll adjust. He'll use his knowledge of what it was that he learned. He didn't see the Inferno or the Nuclear, so he has no idea that's coming. So he probably thinks that Kraken wants to punch.
Oh man, back in the vanilla game, I would never forget this fight. It's been burned into my memory banks. The unrunnable 4 Gasties with their poison, but not tonight. Just a harmless dalliance.
Lots of XP if he can get it down. I don't think he's going to have any issue doing so, but I mean, more HP is nice for sure. I don't think he's near any break points for an extra swing on either weapon, but 30, oh, he's coming close. What, 35 is the next one for the Mazmoon?
35, yeah. Or 34. It's one of the two.
35.
Three
Where was
levels
the
away,
tail
though.
at?
Loose in Earth, just before Lich.
Ooh. Yeah, I wasn't finding that.
Yeah. The only place even less likely to check is loose in Earth before the vampire. Like the chest way off to the right.
I hate that chest so much.
Minochi 85 makes his way through the loot block. A couple floors away from Lich. He knows exactly what to expect. Lich not going to be too much of an issue. Carry was the biggest pushover of all. But Kraken 2, Will Cliffs has said that he thinks he's going to adjust. He's going to put the defense sword out. And I think Will's right. You're going to do the defense sword, and then all of a sudden you're going to find out that Nuclear and Blaze and Inferno are in the spell list. Don't believe he has any sort of heal or even Cure 2 on that red mage. Can he adjust like Edge did with the Cure 2s coming from the white mage?
Yeah, that was one of the reasons why I was hoping I would find the tail is Cure 4 being promotion locked. I didn't forget where that ended up, but it's so much nicer when the knight can learn.
As if they're not, powerful enough already. You want them to have Fade in Life 2 and Cure 4.
No, just Cure 4. I'm not greedy.
Okay.
Minochi healing up has just dropped down below 50 heals, not even on Lich's floor yet.
Some of the other players that we didn't get a chance to mention that are back for the tournament, and some of the new faces as well. Triton GL is in it. Solaris, Strix. Of course, our leader, Zardia. Melee Wizard. Kyu Kitsuki's in this. Some players from the league last year. It's going to be their second endeavor in Final Fantasy Randomizer competition. Arson Horse is back. Can he relive the magic that he had last year? Ali Jerbrap is in the chat. He's in this. Hyro. How about Hyra Fellows was able to enter? Just perfect timing for Hyra to get in here. Sonny Wrath. Doogie MacGyver is in this. He's jumping in. A rookie, really. Didn't even get duck status. Angry Canuck obviously is back as well. So we got a whole host of players and groups, some new, some old. A great mix of players that just really love the game and more than likely grew up with it for the upcoming 2019 spring tournament.
Glad to see Angry Canuck is back. Someone who's willing to wear national pride on their handle.
Been making a pretty big push lately in Zelda 2. Thought we might have lost him for good, but here he is signing up at the 11th hour, just before signups close on the 4th here. And, I get the feeling we're going to see a little bit more of a push from him last year. I think he fell just short of the play-in race, if I remember correctly. Maybe this year he'll improve on that quite a bit. Minochi, meanwhile, back on Lich. Lich throwing out Ice 2 is not going to be enough. The Mazmoon swing plus the Excalibur. Lich is going to be dropping here in just a second, and then it is on to Carrie's floor, but more importantly, one floor away from Kraken 2, the gatekeeper of the seed so far.
I would imagine that Minochi's first move is to use the defense sword. I kind of wonder, Edge, I'm wondering your opinion on this. I don't think his knight has life. Is that correct? That wasn't learnable. I would consider putting the defense sword on Tyrannex, his red wizard, and leaving the Mazmoon there. I know he's got Ruse as well, but I would consider, and then using that red wizard with the life to take out Kraken 2.
Yeah, I don't think either of them has life. For a situation like that, if it's just one of those krakens that is just, you know, no AI script punches you to death, I would consider it. But I think there's no reason why you can't buff both of their evasion up for this.
Because I think that he thinks that Kraken 2's punch happy.
Edge, I've got a question for you here. You're in Minochi's shoes. You're level 34, and you've already seen Kraken once. Does any part of you consider taking a few fights for that extra level to get that extra swing, or is it just not that important?
Oh, it's very important. That is a you know, no pun intended. That's a big swing in damage. So the but I think the time to get that would have been, you know, dump a mage staff cast into a pack of Germaduces on the earth floor, you know, or beat up a couple worms, you know, get it a little earlier. I do not want to level on this floor at all.
I think the best you could hope for would be the EXP pack here with Big Eyes and the Gersharks, but does not see it, and it looks like he's content going in at 34. Will
He's got to heal pots.
defense strats.
Kraken 2 against Minochi, heal pot less. He's going to go to the power gauntlet in a fast. He's going to go for the edge, what Edge said. He's going to go for a kill strategy. There's Blaze from Kraken 2. That's not bad. Didn't take anyone out. Kraken gets initiative. 7 hits, 500 damage into the Knight. The Knight's still standing. 114 into a resisted nuke, and oh gosh, 2 hits from the Knight. Kraken taking control of this fight. Kraken eliminates the Knight. Cure 4 goes off into Falconic, who's lying on the ground. Minochi 85 resets. He says, pull me under. I'm not afraid. He's going back in.
Well, there's certainly no quit in Minochi tonight, that's for sure.
Yeah, that wasn't looking too good either because, as was pointed out in chat, he was pretty much out of heal pots by Kraken 2. So even if he stumbles his way through that one, don't like his chances.
Yeah, there was a lot of nastiness in the way of just physical hits in this, and it's not surprising that even with a beefy Knight in the front party that, you know, people are running out of heal potions. I would hate to think of how rough this dungeon would have been if fighter was banned and I had to run black belt.
So that's another interesting part about these flags. We talked a bit about the free canal and the town shuffle and the two loose and how that kind of changes things up. With the theme of the overall tournament, sailing the high seas, having a force character be the captain of the ship and the captain getting to choose one class that has to walk the plank, as we like to call it. I think that's going to throw just as big as wrench as any of the other flags that have been introduced here, especially like you just said, Edge. If you get a seed where, say, the thief is forced, like you had here tonight, but the fighter gets banned, how do you adjust around that? Especially if you combine that knits, like you said earlier, if the beginning towns end up being Gaia and Lefane, how do you navigate the seed where you have nothing at your disposal?
It's hard, and it's just you have to basically go into places with a little bit more in the way of levels than you normally would, and then just hope that you find something treasure wise that kind of carries you through. If you're in a bad situation like that, even, you know, cracking open a mage staff or a black shirt is going to go a long way in helping you get out of that. It's kind of one of the reasons why I also like running in black belt seeds, running the red mage, because they can hold, you know, most of the swords that you find, and sometimes that's good enough to get you out too.
It'll be interesting to see here. I'm a little surprised. We had talked earlier about whether or not Mono would take that extra couple fights on the seafloor. It looks like he's taken every fight along the way here and now. I'd be curious to see if he doesn't stick around. You mentioned worms that you can find, green Medusas coming up on the next floor. If that's his goal, if he's going to try to find some way to pick up that 35th level and get that extra swing in the Mazmoon, because he was swinging that Sun Sword and it was doing nothing.
Yeah, I think it's pretty important for him to get that, and an ambush on these guys is nice. There are a lot of really good high experience encounters in here, but at the same time, I don't think he has exit or warp, so he's not
got
able.
warp, I think.
Yeah,
I thought I saw it.
Yeah, I would be very tempted to, take some fights on the top floor then and get 35 and then go back in. It's just, if you're taking fights, that's just additional heal potions that you're going to be eating later. And I think 35 is important, but, go grab that someplace else and then come back.
Regardless, he's making his push again. I believe this is attempt number 5, if we include the wipe on the earth floor, maybe 4. Pushing on to carry here. He's already quad-X'd carry twice. Probably going to get it done again here. Hope for a good turn order. And then it's back on to carry. We are not yet level 35 on that knight. I don't know how close we are to getting that, but hopefully close here. As Steven joins us.
Yeah, another developer.
Chat.
That's Septimus.
So we've seen Introper. We've got Nitz on the mic. We've seen Septimus joining us here.
Yep, Meridian BC's been here all night.
Minochi makes it 3 quad X's in a row on Carrie. Carrie is she's out of here, Will.
Who?
Exactly.
Minochi navigating the waterfall gets ambushed. At least it was only 2 gray sharks and 3 wizard sehegs. That could be up to 6 wizard sehegs. Runs into some waters, gets an ambush, or gets a strike first. And gets by them. It's back onto Kraken 2. Kraken 2 took out Edgeworth the first time. He was able to adjust. And Kraken 2 has owned Minochi 85 this match so far.
It hasn't been pretty, that's for sure. Fruits, I definitely like to thank you for hanging out with us all night. Randomania for allowing this to happen. Trenton GL, Edgeworth and both runners. Will Cleosis, as always, in the booth. A phenomenal run. Nitz, appreciate your wisdom and dropping in and helping us out here. Can Kraken 2 take out Minochi one more time, or is this finally the attempt?
Third time counts for all, my father used to say.
You want this one, Falconic? Take it, buddy. Yeah?
Oh, yeah, sure. It'll be
it?
over real
Okay.
quick. No problem. He's moving some stuff around. He's making some adjustments. He knows Kraken's not too friendly. There's no fight before there. We're going to lead off with the defense. Will, you called it. Defense is going off. We've got Fast going off. Blaze let off from Kraken 2. That's what you want to see. Avoid those swings right now. Another defensive we're going off. Is he going to get the 4 stacks of evasion going? Thinking about the Cure 4. Defense does go off. He's got 4 stacks. Thunder from Kraken 2. You want to see this. You want to see the spells. You do not want to see the hits just yet.
He's starting to learn that Kraken is spell and skill happy. He's not attacking like he thought it was going to happen.
He's switching now, though. He's moved over to the power. Nuclear goes out very, very low roll on the night. Does not take out the Red Wizard. He's going to Cure 4 on the Red Wizard. Has to. Cure 4 going off. Is he going to get it? Turn order is in his favor this time. Cure 4 goes off. Swinging with the Excalibur. 6 hits. 547 damage. And now Kraken's turning towards the attacks. He can do White Shirt again. Does he choose to go that route? 2 hits, 245. He's going all out. Nuke to Kraken, 161. What's he going to do? He's going to Cure 4. No, he's going to nuke. He wanted to do Quad X. You could see it. He doesn't know how close Kraken is. We know Kraken's 2,000 plus. Another big hit from the Excalibur, over 500.
Quad X. He does not do it.
He's not doing it. He's going nuke. He's swinging 599, and Kraken 2 is terminated.
There you go, Minochi.
Ha-ha.
Now, he's on to Tiamat 2. Tiamat 2's no pushover, Nitz. Tiamat 2 could cause him trouble, too.
Indeed. Yeah, we saw Tiamat 2's got the Cure 4. That's going to be a real problem because his DPS isn't quite there. More like damage per turn in this case. But if he can't just muster up enough damage fast enough, Tiamat 2 is going to be a real nightmare for him.
It's possible Minochi has a trump card. It's right next to Quad X in his spells on Tyrannix's Red Wizard. Should Tiamat 2 potentially have Ink? He's got Lamp. He's got a
Mhm.
backup strategy for sure that could come into play. See it right there? That's a very important spell. He's going to go with a similar strategy from before. There's that fast from Tiamat too. So that's going to alert Minochi to go ahead and try to get some sort of evasion. There's another defense sword from Mono, and only 59 damage from a fasted Tiamat too. He's got to like that.
That's good news.
He's going to the
And
Power
yep.
Gauntlet and more white shirt evasions. He wants to get the evasion up a little bit more on the Red Wizard. He starts to buff up the attack from his Knight. Tiamat 2 misses. Minochi making this fight look easy, but we know it's not. There's 365. Minochi starts the assault. 186 from Anuk, and Tiamat gets through the evasion. Gets one hit for 215. 384 from the Knight, another Nuke 127. There's the Cure 4 from Tiamat 2.
I expected to
Now's
see
the time
power
to
bonks.
switch to
I
that
expected to
bonk.
see him crank up the power bonks here, but he's going to start over and try and kill him conventionally. He's going to run out of nuke charges pretty soon. This is the last one. And pretty good
There's
roll.
a Knight with the Excalibur. 371's good. Minochi
There
made
it
it look
is.
easy.
He's got a good shot now. We know that Chaos is mostly bark, not too much bite. We'll see what happens with the slow 2, though.
Is he going to move the Excalibur off the Knight, though? That Excal does no bonus damage to Chaos. And you're not going to be swinging with the red wizard, so there's really no reason not to move it.
I would think he's going to use the Masmo, and that's if he remembers. He's
Nope.
not doing anything.
No.
He leaves the Knight in the top slot. He doesn't do any evasion. He goes right to the Power Gauntlet. He gets a
He's
white
going to
shirt
need
up.
that power gauntlet. He's going to
There's
be really good friends with that power gauntlet.
We know the first two spells are Bane. He should be protected with that. There's 2 Power Gauntlets and 2 evasions.
Well, the ribbons do their work. The Banes don't cut through. Now it's a lot of white shirts and power bonks, and actually Chaos has some pretty weak sauce magic, so he could
There's
be
the
okay.
ink. The ink missed. He won't have to use that lamp to save him. Slow 2, it hits.
Lands, but he still has
It's
his
the Knight.
fast
Look at him
master.
pause. He's going back to the Power Gauntlet. He's got to do exactly what Edge did. He's going to use the Power Gauntlet, and he redoes the fast. Veteran move from Minochi 85 live on YouTube.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that that's actually how the game works, but slow 2 actually just turns off the fast, and then fast will cure it, and then in fast, okay, the Knight is well and truly fasted now. You can go
Chaos tries to ink Minochi again. He's trying to dark Minochi. Minochi's got all the answers.
There it is.
He had Lamp in his back pocket. Didn't need it. 10 hits from the Excalibur and the Knight. GG's and congratulations, Minochi. 85 finishes with an official SRL time. 2 hours, 17 minutes, 44 seconds.
GG, Mono. The Buzzsaw going to have to pause for a moment of introspection after this drubbing at the hands of the defending champion Edgeworth. 133 to 217.
Yeah, if you haven't been drubbed by Edgeworth, you ain't been playing this game.
Not long enough.
GG2 Minochi will get him in here shortly. And I get the feeling he's going to tell you right off the bat that probably made some routing choices that he wishes he could have back. Speak of the devil. GG
Hey.
Minochi.
GG's.
So tell us a little bit about that seed and how that went for you.
Not so good. I went the wrong way. I wanted to go to the volcano first, and then trying to dig out like a sword, but then it ended up it was in marsh. There was no sword in volcano. I tried to kill Carrie, but
Made some routing choices
that
he
was a
wishes
no-go.
he could have back. Speak of the devil. GG Minochi. Will Cleosis and I were kind of talking there. You picked up the adamant early, and it almost seemed to us like maybe you forgot that you had it. Is that the case, or were you just wanting to make a couple gambles and come back to that?
There was no point in going to the adamants. I went the other way. So if the adamants it's gonna pay it up from the adamants, I'm already lose
Mhm.
like 10 minutes plus. So if I'm gonna return the adamants and then
Will Cleosis
find
and I
out there
were
was something
kinda
there,
talking
I'll
there.
be
You picked up the adamant
I'll be
early,
way
and
behind
it
already.
almost seemed to us
I was
like
gambling on
maybe
it,
you
like
forgot that
trying
you
to get
had
back
it.
some
Is that the
times,
case, or were you
being
just
like a
wanting
ship
to
being
make a
somewhere
couple
else with
gambles
key locks or
and come
something.
back to that?
Didn't happen.
Talk about real quick your party at the beginning. Your opponent went with red mage, white mage, had the double fade right off the bat. You chose to go with the nun class. Can you kind of walk our viewers through what made you choose that or what made you go with that decision, and how does that benefit you having the 3 characters?
I wanted to den the thief early so I can have like 2 characters swinging a sword and grabbing like early levels. But then there was no
Talk about,
sword until
real
the
quick,
very end. I
your
couldn't buy
party
like a
at the
sword until I
beginning. Your
get the
opponent
ship.
went with
Mhm.
red
There was
mage,
a
white
silver
mage,
sword,
had the double
but then
fade right off the
it
bat.
was
You
too
chose
late
to
in
go
the
with the
game
nun class. Can you
to
kind of
grab.
walk our viewers through
So
what made you
I was planning
choose
on
that?
like getting a sword,
Or what
swinging
made you
it
go with
to
that
like
decision,
kill
and how does
hydras or
that
something
benefit you
for a
having the 3
quick
characters?
500 to like 700 exp, getting myself up to like level 7 or 8 along the way, going to volcano. But then didn't work out that way, and there was no house to buy, so I couldn't spam fate the way I wanted to.
Mhm.
Mono, it's Will.
Hey, Will.
The end game. You had the quad X, which you used 3 times on carry to use that very well, but you had prepped. When you got to Chaos, Chaos came after you with 2 things. Slow 2, which hit, and you countered, but he came at you with 2 inks. He tried, you know what he tried to do to you, but you were
I
prepared
got
for that.
lamp.
How did you prepare for that potential dark status?
Yeah, I got the lamps. Level 2
Mono, it's
spells
Will.
lamps. That's great.
The
Best spells in the game.
You had the quad X, which you used 3 well prepared and well done. Kraken 2. What can we say, Mono? I mean, Kraken 2 is problematic.
I thought I could rush him down. I tried to quad axe him, but it turned out he got around like what, 1800 health?
You know what he tried to do to you? But yeah, we think it was just shy of 2,000. How did you prepare for that potential dark status?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I could rush him down with 2 swings for like, because I swung for 600 and then 600, so I tried to quad axe him twice. Did not work. So I thought I could rush him down again the second time, but nope. I should have played defense, I guess.
Yeah, we think it was just shy of 2,000.
Yeah, he was a jerk.
GG though. GG Edge.
Yeah, GG Mono.
So you went Marsh first?
No, the first incentive dungeon I dove was Ordeals at like level 3.
Wait. What?
I got the ship from the Adamant, and then
Right.
just did since I had the canoe, I went straight to Ordeals. I was like, I got Fade, I got a canoe. Let's go.
Oh, I got the ship really late because I went the other
GG
way.
Mono.
So I went and got. I went into volcano first, trying to like grab the chest,
No,
grab some
the
ribbons
first
or a sword
incentive
because I
dungeon
only
I
got
dove
2.
was Ordeals at like level
Since I got
3.
Fate, I thought I could finish off volcano, but didn't happen.
I got the ship from the.
Hey guys, I
Adamant,
just want to
and
step in here and just at the tail end, thank
since I
again
had the canoe, I
everybody
went straight to
who stepped
Ordeals.
up
I
to
was like,
make
I
this
got
happen.
Fade,
A big,
I got
big
the
thanks
canoe.
to Game Boy of Randomania because none of this happened without him. And obviously, we're here on Randomania YouTube edition, and greatly appreciate them as a host and a partner they've been not only the tournament but in a big way for tonight. Mono, Edge, you both stepped up to work with an unconventional setup. So did Tyrannex as our restreamer. Nobody else had it quite as complicated as those 3 did. And you all helped me make this happen, and I greatly appreciate that. Woat, Nitz, Falconic, and of course, Will Cleosis for stepping in to make this a great broadcast. You did it justice, and hope everybody enjoyed this as much as I did, and hopefully we'll see you around here again soon.
Thank you for what you do, Trenton. We're going to go ahead and move forward to final thoughts here on the inaugural YouTube Final Fantasy Randomizer live stream. Thank you again, Trenton. Very much appreciated. We know how much work you do, and it's thank you.
Of course, Will
Our winner
Cleosis
tonight,
for stepping in to
Edgeworth.
make this a great broadcast. You did it justice, and
Just thanks again to Trenton for putting this on. Thanks for the rest of the support staff, and
We're gonna go ahead and
especially Tyrannex for setting up the restream.
YouTube Final
A
Fantasy
lot of moving
Randomizer
parts, and it all went off
live
without a
stream. Thank you again,
hitch.
Trenton.
So thanks
Very
again
much
to
appreciated. We
you
know how
guys
much
for
work you do,
getting it work.
and thank you, Edgeworth, and congratulations. The Buzzsaw, Minochi 85. Final thoughts, sir.
Yeah, I'm same with Edge. I just want to thank you guys for putting all this up.
Thanks again
It was a
to
great
Trenton
experience. I
for
liked it.
putting this on. Thanks for the the rest of the support staff.
Thank you for stepping in. Great to get you in the booth. Great to work with you, Nitz. Final thoughts on tonight's show.
Well, we kind of closed the loop of a different sort, didn't we? It's been about a couple of years since I first heard of FFR through YouTube, and we just traveled 2 years into the past and went back into the Temple of Fiends Revisited and put on our own broadcast to close the loop like the Light Warriors we are, right? All right. See everybody at the spring tournament.
Thank you, Nitz. Always a pleasure to work with you. The Enforcer, Falconic, together we are the Game Changers. Always great to work with you, Falconic. We're going to be doing it, I would think, certainly all spring, hopefully, and it's been a great time.
It's been phenomenal. Hopefully, we will get to work a little bit more throughout the spring tournament. I'm sure we will. Good luck to all the runners that have entered, that want to progress through and see if they can make the bracket rounds. If you're listening in and you enjoyed what you saw tonight, it is not too late to sign up for the spring tournament. We have links all over the Discord. I'm sure we can get you a Discord link here in chat as well if you haven't seen it all throughout the night. April 4th, last day to sign up. No reason not to. You're going to get 5 matches in. You'll always be paired against someone of your caliber. So don't let fear or anxiety stop you from joining. Will, it's always a pleasure in the booth with you. And yeah, thanks so much to Randomania and all those that stepped up tonight to make this possible. Live on YouTube.
Randomania, Game Boy F9, a lot of work. He was here earlier for just a little bit. I don't think he's with us right now. Terran X for doing that restream. Woat taking care of the tracking. Thank you, everyone, again. I think it went off very, very well. Falconic just said it. We got the spring tournament coming up. If you're interested, join us. If you want to join me and Falconic, we're here. We are very welcoming with these broadcasts. Hopefully you enjoy them. But what we really want to know is, do you enjoy this? Do you fans enjoy this? The live stream, something that we're doing that could be alerted via Randomania. They're the ones that really made this possible, gave us the thumbs up, and we all jumped in to make it happen. Whether it's comments on YouTube, we got a couple here live in the chat as well. We certainly thank you all for that as well. But get to the comments if you want to join the Discord and let us know. We appreciate feedback. Nitz can tell you that right then and there from the development team. We need to know. Let us know. For Falconic FF, the Enforcer, Pterodex, Triton GL, everyone, the Woats, our winner tonight, Edgeworth, and all the players in the entire Final Fantasy Randomizer community, thank you for joining us and reviving the power of the orbs. We'll see you in less than a week for the 2019 Final Fantasy Randomizer Spring Tournament.